You can hear me all right?
Yeah, man.
Beautiful. Righto.
Here we are.
My mother asked me to ask you if you'd like to join us for dinner.
Why?
I was hoping you'd know.
Yeah, okay, good on you.
Do this full time, so.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's what I
fucking
enjoy
good on
doing,
you.
so cheers, man.
Fuck yeah, that makes me really fucking happy. Good on
Yeah.
you. Because you know what? We're going to die one day and you might as well fucking...
Dude, literally, man.
Might as well do something you enjoy.
100%.
Good on you. And it's actually good. Tassie needs a good... a good podcast.
Don't put too much pressure on me.
Does that make sense? Right.
It does, dude.
Are you hearing this one? I'm not really hearing that.
Hang on. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you. I'm just not hearing me.
Nah, you're not.
No.
I turned it off because it throws me off.
Sure, that's fine. No, that's fine.
So as long as you're
I'm comfy with that. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure you're getting the feed. We don't spend
man.
3 hours talking and go, fuck.
when I set this up, dude. So I got my brother-in-law. He's fucking real clever. He's a Yank, and he wrote this amazing music, and then he started producing it, and he come here, man, and the fucking dicking about to try and do all this, and now it's just sweet. Now just plug it in, hit the button, and away we go.
Isn't it funny?
But as he said, as you'd know, there's a lot of shit you can do in post.
It is now, especially now with AI. You can separate noises, and you can separate my voice and bring. It's pretty fucking crazy.
AI is fucking mental, dude. Mental as. Anyway,
yeah.
Yes. So, firstly, thank you to everyone on Patreon. They're the ones that are allowing me to do this, but also the ones on Spotify. If you're enjoying it, there is more episodes. You are behind if you're not listening on Patreon. So there's more on there. Give us a like and a share, and I don't know, send it to some people, write some comments or something like that. But anyway, so today we have Tom Wolfe.
Mate.
Tom, thanks for coming down, dude.
Pleasure to be here, mate. How you doing?
I'm well. It's it took a bit of organising this,
Yeah. Well, we're kind of on the other side of the...
True.
A bit over an hour away, but I wanted to
true.
do it, so I'm glad we could finally get here, mate.
For sure. So basically, I suppose, a bit of a backstory. I suppose I put something up on Instagram. I think it was a photo of me in a lovely off-the-shoulder gown, and you commented. No, I think it was...
Okay, I'm into this.
No, I think I put something up. It was about a milestone of my sobriety.
Yeah.
And you replied to it and congratulated me, and then said that you'd... And I don't think many people knew, I think, at that point.
No, I think when I saw that, I might have only been a couple of months here.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit. But anyway, we'll get to that. Don't want to jump ahead too fast.
Yeah.
So firstly, for those that don't know, which wouldn't be many people out there, I would imagine,
I don't know about that.
you are half of a Wolfe pack.
Yeah.
You and your brother Nick are the Wolfe Brothers, which is... I was thinking about it before, and I don't think it'd be too far to say probably the most well-known country music band in Australia.
It's
probably,
yeah. I mean,
probably,
yeah.
You're up there. It's you've been doing it for a while. I still remember because you were on Australia's Got Talent.
So anyone in Tassie would know us. We started playing. I was literally 14. Started playing at the Margate Tavern.
Yep.
Buckland, BNS Ball, you name it, we'd be there.
Yeah.
And then we sort of were doing cover gigs for years, weddings, parties, funerals, anything.
Yep.
And then it was 2010, we did a EP of original songs because we sort of thought, okay, well, this is fun and I think we're pretty good at this. So let's just see where this goes.
Yeah.
And then that was really cool. That sort of got us onto things like the Country Music Channel, which was on Ozstar.
Oh, so
yeah.
This was before
This
Australia.
was before.
Yeah, wow.
So it started sort of building. And what we sort of started to do down here in Tassie was we sort of went, okay, let's not book any more weddings. Let's just pick a pub and go to a pub and then take our show and play the covers, but then go, hey, this is one of ours. And
while we've got you.
Yeah, literally. And so we, the Great Lake Hotel was a great example of that. First time we went there and played, probably 30 people came. And then it became an event.
Yeah.
And literally by the end, they literally shut it down in the
man.
end because licensing came and it was
Yeah.
Bonfires in the car parks and, I'd love to know the stats on pregnancies, divorces. Man, like, and I remember at the end we did one and they had to ticket it, and it was like we were only allowed 250 tickets, and we were like, this is like a third of the people that would normally be here. So we built all that, and the reason I talk about that, so when we went on Australia's Got Talent in 2012, I think those years of all those gigs, we were able to get that opportunity and go and give it a crack and actually run with it, you know?
How do you? I mean, it'd be different now, but how did you guys like? Did someone say you guys should go on this, or how did you like? Yeah. What was the go there?
So like for like literally the last 10 years, we'd always just say we couldn't get any gigs on the mainland, which we couldn't. Like we were trying to get on things like the Denny Ute Muster, Gympie Muster. They're like, well, why would we pay more to have a country band from Tassie when we can just get the local country band, you know?
Sure.
So that was a problem. But what actually happened is that season they were looking for like live music.
Right.
And they were looking for that stuff. So the producer actually emailed us and was like, couldn't you come and try out? And I actually rang up all the boys. Well, no. Everyone was like, no.
Why? What were the...
Well, I think the thought was, you know, reality TV can be a really positive thing, or it can be like, I think if they want to sort of portray you in a certain way, man, it's you're sort of lost.
I mean, it's like anything, dude. Like there's within the bounds of what we talk about. But if you leave, you know, and the next minute I'm cropping it in and out, saying that, you know,
I've got a great example about that, about a podcast I did. Where after 3 hours worth of podcast, one line was taken and put on the front page of the Mercury. I thought, okay, right, I've got to be really careful what I say about my sobriety. So, okay. But yeah, so we did that, and I had a lady at the time who was managing us, and I rang her and she said, listen, think of it as a great couple of minutes promo that'll live on YouTube. I can sell that to festivals. You'll get double the fee you're getting now. I thought, bugger it. And we sort of made a pact that would do it, and we'd never say in any of the interviews that we wanted to win.
Right.
We'd never let them sort of twist our words around and get that. And they kind of hated us for it because they'd be doing interviews and like, so you guys must want to win, right? And we'd be like, mate, we're just so grateful to be here. And
dude, I actually remember that, man. Like, because I remember it to the point where I was like, I subconsciously was aware of it. I'm like, because I was thinking, like, just fucking say it. Why are you there?
Because we didn't want them to sort of twist our words around and be like, make us the bad guys. And I've never really talked too much about this, but so we came second, which is mind-blowing. So the year we performed in the grand final, Bieber was on it.
Wow, right.
So like, it was like the closest thing I experienced to like Beatlemania, I guess.
Yeah.
So like they used to film in the Melbourne TV studios in Port Melbourne, I think it was. And they used to pick you up from the hotel and take you down. And the day Bieber was there, it was like, there was literally 10 to 15,000 schoolgirls surrounding the gates on top of buildings.
Yeah. And
we're like, man, this is, and like, you got to think, we're country boys from Tassie, green. I'm as green as grass, you know. And then like, oh my God, this is like insane. And they helicoptered him in and he did the show.
Yeah,
and,
shit.
You know, it was insanity.
Is that still now one of the more hectic like experiences that in your career sort of thing?
Probably. It's been so long ago that I kind of forget about it. I only really remembered it.
Yeah.
Because Bieber's been all over the gram and stuff for the Coachella stuff. I was like, oh, we did a gig with Bieber. I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, that's a pretty cool thing. So, yeah, that's pretty hectic. There's been some hectic times, festivals, and I found myself in some moments sometimes in my life and been like, man, how did we get to this point, you know? So
it's pretty surreal. Like.
It's very surreal. And like I've realised since getting sober, one thing I've kind of, it's like I almost feel a little bit like, I don't want to say imposter syndrome, but I feel like a little bit of imposter syndrome. Yeah. Like I sometimes do things and, you know, like we've won all the, like we've won 15 golden guitars. Like that's the most at a group in Australia. That's insanity. Yeah. And we won 5 at the last awards and I'm like, what's like, you know, like
it's blowout to think about, man.
It's blowout. And I'm like, dude, it's like for me, I can remember in the early days here in Tassie, like we, honest to God, thought if we got a gig at Irish Murphy's, we'd made it.
Yeah.
That's where we wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we've just taken that approach to everything. So we'd get to that point, then go, right, well, what's the next?
What's the next goal?
Yeah, I think all those years of gigs and the fact we had each other allowed us to navigate that whole reality TV world pretty well. You know, reality, I think looking back, it definitely had a few mental health effects on me.
Yep.
You know, like I think like I went from being I was a big fat kid in school, so you know I copped a bit of shit. I had good mates, but I copped a bit of shit. So like my self-worth of myself was pretty low.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're 15, 16, discover alcohol and that goes away, you're like, man, this is really good.
Yeah.
So it went from like that and not thinking anyone's really going to be ever interested in me to being on the TV show. And this is 2012, so it still had a bit of, you know, this is
It's before it went shit.
Yeah.
And we had the internet in our face
I remember they were worried that season because they weren't hitting 2 million an episode watches. It was more like 1.5, and that was down. And I was like, wow, that's still a lot of eyes, isn't it? But, you know, like I remember there was literally, you'd go to the hotel, there'd be like chicks outside the hotel.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, this is another...
That would be something... I mean, obviously there was a bit of a build-up, you know, you guys playing at various gigs and pubs and all that sort of stuff. But then that seems like a pretty steep jump.
It was
like
a big jump.
To go from that to that, like straight away.
It was like... And then, so from that, so if anyone knows our story, like... So if you're a country music fan, you'd know Lee Kernighan, obviously. So he saw the show and he was like in a place in his career where he was really trying to do something different. He'd had the sort of same musos and band for like 20 years. And I know a lot of them guys now and I'm good mates with them. They were pretty done with it too.
Yeah.
And so he rang us. He's like, can you come and audition to be my band and you can be my opening act? And we'll go around Australia.
Yeah, no shit.
And you can be my live band. So we went off the show and went home for a month and just rehearsed and the thing is we were playing so many of them anyway. So we rehearsed them and then like note for note. So we knew them. Nick and I knew the harmonies. Brody knew the solos. We were on it. And then they flew us up to Sydney. And you got to think, like, we hadn't been to Sydney.
Because you would have been like early 20s.
I was like 23.
Yeah, shit.
You know, I'd barely been to Sydney. And I remember our manager's mate picked us up. He's driving us there. It was like a Wednesday night or something. And we're driving in and we're like, so like, is he going to have his hat on? What? I was like, what, is he like wear his hat all the time? He's like, oh, maybe.
He's been driving along thinking, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and like we're just so green.
Yeah.
I can remember in the early days touring, blowing out that there was the same service station on each side of the highway. You know, because I'd never like.
Dude, I go to the mainland now, man.
Wow. There's one there. And then, so like, you know, and we went to this rehearsal studio. We set up. We sound checked. Our manager rocked up. So it was also an audition for this manager who was still with. So he's like, his name's Steve White. He has just like, to give you a bit of context, he was AC/DC's road manager. So him and Bond used to room together. Managed Rose Tattoo, Dragon, Leo Sayer, toured all through America when Little River Band were like at their peak. He's got clout. One of the original founders of Frontier Touring. You know, he's a guy. He's an Australian music guy.
Yeah.
So he's rocked up. Lee's rocked up. We said good day. And Lee's like, all right, well, let's do a song. And we played a song of his called Dirt.
Yep.
And he sort of stood in the middle of the room and Casey was drumming for us at that point. And he said, watching Case. And you could see in his brain, he was like, yep, I'm happy with that. And he'd sort of go to the next person and be like, yep, that's good. And then got to the chorus and he's sort of watching Nick and I sing and he's like, yeah, that's good. And then it got to the solo and Brody did the solo and he just stopped playing and wasn't playing his guitar anymore and just sort of watched, finished the song with a smile on his face and then he's like, well, that's it, boys, you got the job.
Fuck.
One song.
Yeah.
And we'd practiced for a month. And I think we actually made him play 2 more because we were like, oh, no.
Are you sure?
So, and then, from that, then we went out on tour with him and Dwight Yoakam, which is like a 90s country icon. and we were doing like 2 nights at Palais,
Yeah.
Enmore Theatre. Like, dude, signed our first record deal underneath the Enmore Theatre while Dwight Yoakam's on stage singing
That's
like,
mental.
please, please, mate. I'm going like, yeah, crazy. Like, moments like that, I'm always just like, dude, how did I...
Because now correct me if I'm wrong here. Was it the original Wolfe Brother band?
Yes.
It was your dad and uncle?
So
Is that
yeah.
right?
So
before you answer that, we
yeah, sorry, I'm not back on the source. Don't worry.
these you brought down these
Yeah.
bubbly.
Lime.
But anyway, carry on.
Well,
bro.
you know, like you as an alcoholic, you would understand. Like, you just always had cans.
Yeah, man.
And I feel very like
At home,
which is scary. But anyway, this works. It's 0 calorie. Cheers. So yeah, like some people know our story. Like our family's been in Tassie for like 5, 6 years. Well, convicts really, but our great grandfather bought our farm in like 1890s, and we're still. I'm there now raising my kids. So my kids.
How big is the farm? Just
It's only like 40 acres.
yeah, okay, that's a fuck enough, man. My
But-
title's 6 acres. It sucks.
But here's the thing. So, we're sort of at the start of where it would go down all the way through and what was sort of called the Apple Isle, like start of that. So then that 40 acres in its peak, it's done like 7-8, was doing 7-8 fruits, and it was pulling off 40 ton of like black currants.
Yeah, shit, that's
And
a
they're
lot.
all going to Cascades.
Yeah.
Or Doran's Jam Factory. You know, like in its... And it was all just worked by hand.
That is like the most Tasmanian
Oh,
thing.
and you got to think that's soil,
Yeah.
bottom of an old volcanic... Man, you
Yeah.
put a stick in the ground and the water just grew. So,
Yeah.
amazing. But so that's where we are on the farm. And then each generation also played music. So great-grandfather played the fiddle.
Yep.
Granddad had like his Wolfe family orchestra. And he used to do music lessons of a lot night. So kids would come to the farm and he'd teach them to play saxophone and piano. And their dad was a drummer. So dad was in a band called Midnight Revival, which sort of played all over.
Dude, I think Pat from the Servo.
Dad and Pat played together for like
No
40
shit.
years.
Dude,
Yeah.
because Pat died not that long ago, man.
Yeah, Pat died. Went to
So-
Pat's funeral and good
dude,
man.
Because
Great Pat.
it was not long before Pat's death, and someone was like, I think that's Pat, and I was like, it is Pat. I know him.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Pat from Midnight Revival, and I had no idea, and then looked up some photos. And
Oh,
stuff.
dude.
What a blowout!
Yeah, so they were like this one of Tassie's premier bands.
Yeah.
Definitely in the 70s and 80s. And I got the sense Dad really wanted to sort of do what we were doing, really to take music, but you know, life and opportunities weren't there, and the farm was there. They had to. Their father died, and they had to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, music's sort of gone on forever, and then it was like Nick started gigging with Dad when he was like 12.
Yeah.
And then I'm younger than Nick. So then when it was sort of my turn, I'm a bass player, so Pat was already playing bass. And then I think Nick had enough. And he was like, right, let's go start our own thing. So we just started doing our own. We essentially stole his PA and started doing our own thing. But he loved that. He was like, he was all about us.
As you would. You want to see your kids succeed, don't you?
He was all about it. Like to the point of... So he passed away in 2016.
Yeah.
And we were living in America at the time, like touring through the States.
Yeah.
And like he was dying of cancer and he would not tell us because he did not want us.
Oh, dude.
He did not want us to know
Yeah.
that the idea of us stopping living that dream and coming home, that was... And eventually he got so sick, we'd be doing like FaceTimes. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And my wife was living on the farm at the time in one of the little old pickers huts that we'd restored. And she's like, yeah, if there's something going on, I think you probably need to tell the boys. So, yeah, then we come home, we're like, oh, fuck, right, okay. So...
Does that make it feel like you have more... Do you feel like... I'm assuming you love what you do. Does it feel more like that you have to because of that your dad did that sort of thing?
Yeah, I've actually thought about it a bit lately, especially being sober and a little clear-headed. I think I definitely... I don't want to say feel a bit of responsibility, but I definitely feel like I am I don't know if benefactor is the right word, but I kind of feel like I am the beneficiary of 4 generations of guys that slugged it out. Like, you know, my great-grandfather went to work on the West Coast as a powder monkey in the 1890s to get the farm and just worked.
Yeah.
My dad's dad, Ernie Wolfe, slogged himself. He was dead at 66.
Yeah.
If Dad was sitting down, you were like,
Something's
what's
happened.
wrong? If I came inside during the weekend and Dad was sitting he might come in, sit down, have his lunch, and he'd go again. But if he was like sitting on the couch, you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Had to have a hernia operation once, and I came
Standing
in,
up.
I came in, and he was laying on the couch on a Saturday. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with Dad?" You know, because it was full-time job. Farm was Saturday, Sunday, and then gigs Saturday, Sunday. So just, you know, just a worker.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel, and they, you know, they really worked hard, Mum and Dad, to give us the sort of best opportunities, really. And I kind of feel like we've benefited from that. Does that make sense?
It does do, because I feel very well. I mean, we were talking before we started this, and we were talking about like our family farm and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel somewhat the same. Obviously not with music, but my parents have both been like really successful in like their own regard with businesses and stuff. And the same thing with this farm and the stuff that they've achieved and accumulated and whatnot in their years. And I feel like I definitely see that there's other stuff out there. Like I feel there's other stuff out there for me, but I don't know what it is. But that's the same thing. I feel like it's been all this stuff building up, and now it's like it's up to, you know, because I mean they helped me. They put their name down when I bought my first excavator.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have an ABN for 12 months or whatever, and then like things were going bad, and they were helping me make payments and all of that.
Yeah.
But And now, like as we're talking, I'm pretty close to selling my business, which to them they're just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like it's taken so long. But as I said, like with the day and age that we live in, it's so easy for me. You know, just this can reach people. Like I've got subscribers that are in America and Europe and that sort of stuff.
Dude.
Like it's, I mean, you'd understand that better than anyone, you know. And I feel the same. It's like it does feel. I feel like responsible. It's like I see other people out there and they're parents, and you know that probably got a lot more money, but have put in these huge hard yards, and then they do nothing but enjoy it.
Yeah. Just
like, you know, they're in yachts in Monaco, and I mean that's the extreme end of it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But that sort of stuff. Whereas I think, I mean, it's the perfect scenario. You love what you're doing, and you guys are obviously successful at it and stuff, like pulling all these awards and whatnot. You can still build the, I don't want to say generational wealth, but you know, like What
I'm really sort of focusing on is like, you know, I've got 3 young girls, so eldest is 5 on Friday.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're young, and I'm sort of trying to show them kind of by doing that you can have a family, you can have a job you love, and that feels like you're worth, you know, you can kind of, I'll say you can kind of do it all, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a nice feeling, and it's a slog. And I mean, you know, been up this morning since 4 a.m. with babies and shit and
it's
nappies.
hard.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
That's what it is, you know.
I love cutting wood.
I love cutting wood. You're my man.
I read this thing. I actually posted a video about it. I posted a couple recently. I think there was 2. But one of them was my youngest boy, Miller. He just fucking lives for it, man. Like he'll be there and he's just like, I just want to go and cut some wood. Got him his own axe for Christmas and stuff. He loves it.
Fantastic.
So we go out there, and it was one of the things that dawned on me. I thought, how good is this going to be for him? Because he's there, you know, he's trying to split this wood, and it's failure, and then success. You know, like how good is that going to be for him? And then the other thing that I think I must have read somewhere or someone told me is that going to and I've spoken about it before in here, but going to the gym is, it's good, mental health, you know, keeping active and all that sort of stuff. But they've done studies where if you do X amount of exercise at the gym and the same amount like doing something like splitting wood, you like it's comparing apple with oranges. If you're splitting wood, you're doing, there's something primal in your brain I'm gathering stuff to provide warmth and to cook on for the family sort of thing. And it's just something, I don't know, man. It's just, I fucking love cutting wood.
I got to spend some time at Easter and get a chainsaw out and drop a tree and mate, I just fucking loved it. I absolutely love it. And like, you know, dropped this tree and I cut it all up and I took my helmet off and I was like, It was the most stillest day. I was like, I love the Aussie bush. Like, I love it.
It's such a... It's just
smell, the way it looks. It's
and
just,
you could go to the same spot. Like I talked to Otis about it. He went over hunting in America, and we were talking about just how amazing that was. But yeah, talking how like you could go to the same spot, 10 times or every day for a week, and every time you'd notice something different. Like it's just a noise or a smell or something. It's something about it, man. It's a magical place.
Yeah, it really is. Like I love it, and like we've got a little bit of bush on the property, and I just love it. And I don't know, I was down there the other day, and I sort of thought I've got to do. So I don't know, like in my generation, I kind of feel like part of my responsibility as my generation now, sort of the custodian of our farm, is I've kind of got to figure out where it goes into the next generation, because it's not producing the fruit it once did. We've just stopped we used to open the shop up every year. My uncle's 80. We run it together. So I've got to kind of figure out what's the next journey for it.
Yeah, set it up for the next generation.
Yeah, and it's kind of, but I've kind of come to that realization lately, and I used to feel really daunted, like just like, I just see work. When now I kind of feel excited about it. Yeah. And I think I've got to combine the music world into it somehow.
It would make total sense too. Like,
well, and where I'm going is I want it, like John Williamson has a farm in Queensland.
Yeah.
It's a massive shed. You go up, it's catered. He's got his like FJ taxi and his car out and his True Blue ute.
Yeah.
It's like 200 people tops. He comes around, shakes your hand, has a beer or lime soda water with you. Does a gig, does a private intimate gig, and everyone's gone by 6 o'clock. I thought, because it's experience. It's not just going to the casino or going to Dodgers or Longley or whatever. It's doing an actual. Yeah. And I was down the bush and I thought, man, imagine if I had a freaking stage and people could come and spend a weekend here and camp here, and you could do an actual full band show, and then one of the nights you could do an acoustic show and tell stories about the family and the farm. People would love that.
There's so much stuff that's becoming more and more, excuse me, of a dying art. I think totally. We live in a digital age, and everything's very, cured and stripped down and sterile and all that sort of stuff. It's like you go to a show, you go to the casino somewhere like that, go in, pay money, sit down, laugh, enjoy it, go home. And there's, I feel like stuff like that's outside the conventional boundaries.
Totally.
Just like magic, you can't you can obviously buy that stuff, but it's worth its weight in gold.
Well, that's like I use the Longley Hotel, great example of that. Like their beer garden and the shows they do there. Like, man, it's just something else. It's a different experience.
It is,
and it sells more tickets than most pub venues in Tassie.
I don't know. It's like the street's right. So this pub, for those that don't know. It's like, it's on the street. It's this there's a main like arterial highway, and then it's just off this sort of back road, and it's right like on the street sort of thing. Yeah. The beer garden, and just the way it's set out, there's nothing sort of like mind blowing about it, but it just flows well, and like
flows well. It's like amazing. Lots of amazing Tassie timbers are used.
Yeah, and they have like the wood chopping and stuff.
Wood chopping, massive big fire pits. I don't know. It's just got. I can't even quite articulate it, but it's just, I don't know, like when we do a gig there, it's another feeling. And I mean, obviously it's kind of our home gig and hometown, but like when we played there end of last year, like, which is, I feel crazy saying this, we had fans fly to come watch us at Longley, flew from WA, from Townsville, from Brisbane, from Sydney, from Victoria, from Gladstone. I'm like, man, this is just...
That's so cool, dude.
It's so cool. I always feel like, you sure you like this?
Yeah. I do.
Does that make sense? Like, is this okay?
For sure.
Am I doing okay? Like, am I doing a good job? I really hope so.
Yeah. Like, you feel you got your money worth? Like, could I get you anything?
You guys want a cup of tea? Totally. Totally.
in the early days when the whole lettuce thing blew up, and then someone suggested me the idea, and we were filming stuff for YouTube and whatnot, and I was doing it pretty much full time, and I was a train wreck of a human then. But anyway,
Yeah.
But and someone was like, "You should do an event." I was like, "What do you fucking mean do an event?" Anyway, I sold these tickets, and we called it like 50 on one or something with lettuce. Met everyone at the pub, and got a minibus, went out to Red Banks, did paintball.
Wow.
Filmed the whole thing, had a barbie, and then went to the pub. It was when it was an election was on, so we went to, I forget the name of the pub. It was in town, man, and I think it was Labor. All the Labor guys are there, and the ABC News crew, and we're fucking charged, dude. Like, been drinking all day and on this bus and stuff, and like they had the tellies up there, and we're like on each other's shoulders, and you see me in my lettuce shirt and stuff.
That's fantastic.
It was mental, but that was $150 a ticket, and I had people like fly over from the mainland and stuff, and the same thing. I was like I almost felt like sitting him down and be like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah, totally.
It's which is so weird to think about.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know, is it imposter syndrome, or is it just kind of like you kind of think you're doing your thing and you think it's good and entertaining or whatever, but like
to be honest, man, now that I think about it, it's probably I'd much rather be that way than you obviously are the same too, rather than sit here and go, I'm fucking awesome and
totally.
I play the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And it's one thing, like, I kind of ironically, because if you know us and know sort of our music and who we are, like, and if you've seen us play, I'm like larger than life, loud.
Yeah.
I'm the front man, which is really weird, but that just developed so naturally because, you know, Nick is so good. Nick's, like, in my opinion, like, Nick's as good as anyone, you know. But I'll tell you, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I remember like playing at Soho.
Oh yeah.
Doing duo gigs. This would be 20 years ago, and it was one of our first duo gigs, and we're like, thank you. And then people would be like, who are you? What are you called? And we'd be like, Nick, you speak. So I sort of thought, right, well, you got to
take that.
I'm going to take charge of this, and I'm going to sort this, and I think I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And I think you can be proud of what you do, and I think what we do is a good product, and I know it's real and us and authentic. I think that's why it's been as successful as it has.
For sure, man.
But yeah, you can be like that and not be an arrogant dickhead about it.
Definitely.
Or pretentious wanker about it. You know, that's sort of my take on that stuff.
It's
because you should back yourself.
100%.
For anyone who wants to do anything, you should be able to back yourself. And if you don't sort of believe in yourself, you probably won't do it. But
I said that with Mum, like when I was like, Mum, I'm going to sell my business and this is what I'm going to do full time. And Mum was like, well, and I was like, Mum, this will go off. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, these videos are put up, and, you know, you get millions, tens of millions of views, and like, you know, sell merchandise, that sort of stuff. And I was like, I know that this will work. Like
that mindset right there,
yeah,
it's going to go really well for you.
And it's weird, like I get people, not so much now because I don't really do like the videos and stuff I used to do, but when I, you know, like I do interview or like podcasts and stuff back in the day, and they're like, oh, did you know like the whole lettuce thing would blow up? And I was like I used to hate saying it, but like I kind of did.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I read like a lot of books when I was younger on like body language and stuff, and how and I just was fascinated with that stuff. And then, you know, Mum reckons the only reason I didn't get expelled from school was because she was on the board. But like I learnt this art to like just like, you know, to sit there and like blatantly lie to teachers, which is a horrible thing to do. But then I was like, fuck, I could like manipulate these situations and stuff. And then that didn't last long, luckily.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I found it very easy to read, you know, like we're having this conversation. I can sort of pick up, you're feeling a bit itchy, like, or jittery about, you know, something that we might be talking about, or, you know, sort of thing, and can steer it and sort of thing. I enjoy that side of it, you know.
It's interesting because I would say I'm very similar.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the strengths of what I do is I can sort of be the front man, and I can kind of read the room and go, okay, we need to actually just bring it back here, and we need to just stop, and I need to talk to them for a minute because they're not quite engaged. Yeah. You know, that type of shit.
You've got to be, dude. Like otherwise you're just talking. Or, or yelling aimlessly.
Yeah. No, that's very fascinating. But I will say that there's something in that sort of belief You got to have that. You got to back yourself. Got to want to back. You got to be able to believe in your back yourself, and kind of like, yeah, you can. But you can do that without being like, we're the fucking best, man. We're the best.
Yeah.
Like, I would never say that.
You should feel fucking lucky that you've
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
us,
And
like,
I sometimes feel like when people are like, you know, if people come up and pump our tires, I'm like, oh yeah, look, we're just doing our.
it's a hard
We're
one
just
to...
doing our thing, you know, like we, you know.
You got to like, and I noticed that like a large way of you see, like take social media for example, of people like the whole fake it till you make it thing. But like, oh, look at my cars and look at my this and that. The people that are, I don't know, people are fascinated with watching people live that sort of lifestyle.
Totally, yeah.
And it's the whole you're giving that illusion until you've actually got it.
I think there's a bit of a swing back on that now. Because there's so much of that. I think what is cutting through is just actual genuine honesty.
For sure.
And like to talk about sobriety for a second. So I'm actually like next 10 days, I'll be a year.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, we've been trying to do this for ages.
Yeah, we have. We've been trying to do it for like 7 months.
Yeah.
I know.
Shit.
But I'm actually...
Anyway.
But I do think sometimes things are meant to be, and I think it's right we're doing it now because I'm in a way better place than I was 7 months ago. But so I think things are meant to happen for a reason sometimes, and you kind of got to let that run its course a bit. So that's the one thing I find, and you'd find like, so when I got sober, I kind of built this, I don't even want to say character, but like,
Dude, I did the same.
But you know, like, I mean, like we won Song of the Year for a song called Ain't Seen It Yet. And the opening line is, round here we get high in that Cascade Blue. So when that song came out, that really changed for us. That was about 8 years after the show.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I remember we played in Toowoomba before that song was released, and we sold 23 tickets. And then we went back the next time, and it was sold out at 500, and there was a 400-person waiting list. I was like, fuck, okay. And if you're a Tassie person, you'll know, like, you can't get Blue, you can't get Cascade out of Tassie.
No.
Our fans were getting it shipped through Dan Murphy's around Australia.
Yeah, wow.
So, like, I'd be in Townsville and we'd start playing that song, and these fucking Blue cans would start coming to the stage. So I sort of thought, like, the guy everyone has a beer with, and that guy, and then I was imploding. My life was starting to implode, and I was so mentally just in such a horrific place. And then I made the decision. We went on the Alpha Blokes podcast, and I was really quite nervous because so much of that culture is, I mean, they're sponsored by Better Beer. They're the best blokes. And before we started, I said, listen, I said, you want a beer? I said, listen, I'm actually not. I'm sober. And they're like, fuck yeah. Yeah. Which was so good. They were like, fuck yeah. They're like, do you want to talk? Would you be up to talking about it? I said, I'd be up. Yeah. And it blew me away, the amount of messages and the people that came out of the woodwork. I was like, wow. And blokes were like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? Yeah. So that was really thing. So I made the decision to post about it after 7 months, which was lovely. Like 99.9% of positive people, again, reaching out messages. What are you doing? Da, 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 da. But I had learned a little lesson because, like, posted it, went viral, huge numbers, amazing. And then, like, actually, I was coming down here because, believe it or not, I still throw the tool belt on every now and then. So a mate of mine was building a house down at White Beach. And, you know, if I've got like 2 weeks off, I'll go and do like 2 days, whatever, you know, keep you honest. And he just rings me up. And I either can or I can't. He rang me. I said, can you come and help me stand this house frame up? I was like, yeah. We get in the car and it's like 5 a.m. and we get the paper on the way down. I open up the Mercury and it's like second page is like Tom's 5-year lifelong battle with alcoholism. I was like, oh shit. And we did 2 podcasts that day with the Alpha Blokes, and they took, so it was like 4 hours worth of podcast. And the Mercury took the one moment I said I could drink a bottle of scotch before I went on stage. They took that, and that was the opening line to the story. I was like, oh, you've just made me sound like... It kind of made it sound worse than I was. Yeah. I mean, I was bad, and I'm not angry at them because they're great supporters, and look, if we're releasing something or doing something, I can ring them up and be like,
You fucking owe me.
no. But I did sort of was like, there was no phone call for that one.
Yeah.
I thought, isn't that funny? So I sort of learnt then, if you're going to be honest, you also have to.
You got to be all in.
You got to be all in. Otherwise, and I'm not angry.
No.
It was just sort of a good sort of, right, okay, yeah.
I've somewhat of a similar story. I was like, life just plummeted,
Yeah.
same thing mentally and stuff. I didn't it took a lot of pressure for me to get help and stuff. No, I'm fine. This will be right. Blah, blah, I'm Australian,
Yeah,
all that. Eventually, got detoxed and went to rehab. But before I didn't say anything to anyone. But it was in the back of, when I first started thinking straight and came out of rehab because I left early. And it was just, I was like, the lettuce thing isn't going to be a thing anymore. I've built this, reaching millions of people every month as this persona that I built up, this pissed larrikin, and the alcohol allows me to do that. It's not going to be funny. So I didn't do anything for fucking ages, and it weighed on me a lot. And then I was just like, well, I mean, if it's over, I may as well ride it out to the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then same thing, posted about it, and I was so fucking nervous, but just had all these people like, you're so strong, and they're like all this mesh support, which I definitely feel has helped me in my
totally.
And I still get them all the time, get questions and stuff, and then also like people, it's great to see the difference in how you are now. But I lost like 17,500 followers like pretty fucking quick when I was
interesting
when I got sober. But I put that down to people just want justification. What they're doing is all right,
Totally.
So
you can find that on the internet pretty easy these days.
Yeah, but I know, and now I've built that. I've got them back tenfold, but
that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's very.
But
interesting.
I was just like, fuck, like when literally every day, man. It was just on Snapchat. I was just watching it plummet, and I was just like, well, fuck it. I'll just keep, just keep doing it.
Do you ever get any hate comments?
About sobriety or in general?
Oh, just in general.
This has come up a bit
Because
lately.
I got a beauty the other day, and I'm laughing about it. Pulse. Local media.
Oh, that's a fucking... I think media's a bit...
They look, great supporters of us, and if we're ever releasing something, they're on it. And they put something up, I think it was about the Golden Guitar Awards, and they're like, boys win 5, and I always make an effort on the band account to just go in the comments and be like, thank you everyone, thanks Pulse. I really appreciate you. I don't reply to them all. And that was like what I said. I was like, hey, appreciate your Pulse, thanks everybody. It's really lovely to bring these home to Tassie. Then one guy commented.
I know what you were going to say. I fucking saw this.
Can these guys hurry up and die so we don't have to hear from them? Funny though, a year ago that would have rattled me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
What's your address?
Oh, I thought that is fantastic.
Dude, I saw
fantastic.
The one that I thought you were going to say. I saw one that it must have been under that Mercury headline.
Oh,
and the bloke was just like, "That's fucking miraculous." That like the only way you can listen to country music.
yeah. And I replied to it.
Saw that.
He said, makes sense. The only way you could listen to the country music was being alcoholic. And I wrote back. I was like, that's actually pretty good. I'll pay that. That's not bad. Look, there's such a detachment between social media and actually talk to someone. A lot of those people, I've met some people who've like given us lots of hate online. I've talked to them in person, and they're like, "You're actually not a bad bloke." I was like, "Well, yeah," but there's a perception that we think we're the fucking.
As we just talked,
and you have a bit of success. That's going to happen, and that's what it is.
Yeah. I don't get. I'm very open. Like, there's videos of me on there of like before I got sober of having like these massive panic attacks. I pulled over and sort of bawled my eyes out, and I've always been very open about my whole journey, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've never really gotten any hate. Never if it's anything with substance to it. The only time that I ever do is if I post something with like the intent of it going viral, or like things that people that then like inadvertently go viral, as they say, and get taken out of context, like that helicopter with the fucking big
with the geo mapping stuff.
So took a video of that and I was like, what the fuck's that? And like I suppose, dumbed myself down a little bit for the video.
Yeah.
Anyone that watches my stuff would see that and know what was going on. But then then it gets a bit of traction. You get all these other people going, "You're a fucking idiot! Like fancy posting this, you clown. Why don't you look on Google and?"
Yeah.
But no, I don't get heaps.
Why are you commenting on it then? Why are you commenting that on it? Like,
I can't ever imagine like watching something online and feeling the urge to pull them to go like, why would you do that? Like
I will watch stuff and I think, what a fucking clown.
Yeah.
I won't comment. You know, I won't comment on it. Like I'm not.
It's and I notice a lot with like work and stuff. You see people in the similar industries, like say painters or building stuff. Oh, fucking, I wouldn't do that, and just bringing people down. And I think like a lot of the time that says more about the person saying than what it does.
Totally.
But it's social media is such a weird place, dude.
Look, it's the in your business, in my business, it's the neededness. It's a necessity.
Yeah.
Whether you want it to or not. We've kind of leaned into it a lot lately because I found like 4 or 5 years ago, TikTok really started taking off, I suppose. A few artists blew up on that, and like our label was like, you got to do this. And like at the time, I was like, oh, and they're like dancing and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how we do that.
Yeah.
And it was when we sort of started thinking about it as like, well, we do like making music videos. I like making music videos. Okay, let's just think about it like let's make 17, 20-second ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that was sort of one. And then lately, like, we've just sort of been taking the piss out of ourselves and having a laugh. And
yeah. It's a hard thing to try and you got to stay. I hate the saying.
Yeah,
stay relevant,
I know.
But do that and it's But I get real stubborn with stuff like that. Even with my work before I got sober with work, I didn't have any swims or JSA or anything like that. Fuck it. Like if people want me to dig a hole with a digger, and got so stubborn. But and then how things got so much better when I did realise, that's what I got to do.
I probably should do that.
Yeah. But it's a fucking hard one. So how many awards have you guys actually won now?
So we've won 15 golden guitars. That's like the Country Music Awards of Australia, which is insane.
This is I'm probably going to get fucking reamed for asking this. No, I mean online. Are they actual gold? Like are they gold plated?
No, they're brass. I think they're Tassie oak bottom, Tassie hardwood.
That's
right. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And then they're brass. And some of the ones I've got a few years ago, you can see them just starting to go, getting a bit of like.
Take them back. I'll fucking replace it. So anyway, 15.
15 of those, and then there used to be the Country Music Channel before that sort of stopped, and that was a really big platform for country music in Australia, and they had a fan voted award.
I remember them,
and we won a couple of those, which was great. And now there's a new one as well called Country Town, which is kind of taking the place of CMC. And Country Town does all the official radio charts and all of that stuff.
Okay, yep.
They're tied in with all of that. So they've been running for 2 years. So we've won a couple of those. And we've been nominated for an ARIA every album since the third album. So up to album 7 now. But we've never...
Haven't cracked it yet.
The ARIA's
That's
the one up there. I think we will. I think... I don't know. It's all... So much of that stuff's who you know, and I don't know. I don't say who you know. It is about the art, but then, it's about
a lot of backroom deals.
No, not backroom deals. I just think it's so much in this. There is a lot of luck. It's timing, and then what connects, and the time it's happening. So we've sort of talked before about being staying relevant. So we've all done that, obviously, and you do that. But lately, country music is booming. It's the biggest it's ever been in this country. It's the biggest it's ever been in the world.
Yeah.
And I think it's because pop music and stuff has just went so... it's gone so far. It's lost... pop songs used to have great stories and a message. And that's kind of... I'm not saying that's not happening, but it's definitely... It's definitely not as prevalent on the mainstream what you would hear, So I think that's why country music sort of filled the void, because there's verse, there's a chorus, there's a story, whether it be about girls or home or whatever. There's some substance, and I think people have really latched onto that. So we've sort of like with the last album, it's called Australian Made, and we did that because there's so many Americans coming over now, which is great. Like, I will never speak ill, but it's like it's a bit weird if we're like singing about being in Tennessee. And like, I've lived in Nashville and I've done all that, but it just didn't feel fully right. So we're like, no, we need to sing about Australian Made, and we in 2024 we recorded. We played an NRL match at the Anzac Day NRL match, which was like 50,000, 45,000, incredible, and they played I'm Australian, and that was like, it's one of them songs and then when we like, it's an actual feeling when we played it, like, holy shit, man! Like, we're like, it get little tingles. Yeah. So we're like, we need to record this. Yeah. So we record. That's what finishes the album. It's the last song of the album, and we sort of did a version that's, I'd say, modern production. Because if you go to stream it or search it, you get the Seekers.
Pretty slow.
Yeah, and it's like, or you get like another version which is like 20 singers on it doing vocal gymnastics. We're like, let's just do a version. Yeah. And I don't know, like, this may be even, I don't want to say naive, but it may be a little presumptuous for me to think. I would love, like, imagine if there's like a 20-year-old kid driving around in a ute who's like putting that on going, fuck yeah. Like, it's fucking cool to be Australian, you know? Because I used to drive around listening to Kernighan and Slim Dusty and Adam Brand and be singing about Australia. I'd be like, fuck yeah, this is the cool. I thought, the big WB with the mud flaps. Yeah. Absolute tool. But, big Bundy ute, I had a number plate that said Rum Pig. Fucking hell. So I was that guy. But, so that's sort of the thought. And I think, honestly, talking about being relevant, I think the stuff that becomes relevant is when someone is just fully authentic themselves.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And in my genre, you've seen it like Luke Combs. Country got so pop and polished in the 2010s. All of a sudden, you got a guy who wears fishing shirts, got a big beard, but writes great songs and sings really well. Yeah, everyone just was like, holy shit, fuck yes. Chris Stapleton, big guy with a beard, but can sing like a motherfucker.
Going off that then, does it, I mean, country music is very, it's very country. A large part of it is about drinking beer, ice cold beer, like all that sort of stuff. How does that feel if that other stuff feels unauthentic now? How do you go with the... Or is it... Yeah, no, can you still relate because it's a memory?
I can still relate. Like, I like to tell people now I went pro and retired early.
I tell people the same thing.
But yeah, like, ironically, I was still drinking while we were writing and recording the last album, Australian Made album, and Nick and I just went back to the States to another writing trip. Yep. So we got it. So we lucky enough we lived in Nashville for a while, and we got a lot of mates there, a lot of Australians, honestly. And we go there and we write. We write like 2 songs a day because it's like the way it's set up over there. There's offices, publishing houses. So like, for example, there's a place called Music Row, which is a big strip. Yeah. Sony, Warner Music, everyone's all got a building there. Post Malone's got a studio and a building there. And you can essentially go into an office and do a write from 9 or 9:10 to 1:2. Yeah. And then you can do another one from 3 to 5:6.
So do you have stuff like penciled down before you go over there sort of thing?
Yeah, so okay. And this time, very much so. This time we were like, cool, we want to write a song about this or this topic. We want to write about this. We wrote a fucking really cool song about Shane Warne.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, like it is. Maybe one of the best things we've ever written. That's a big call. Yeah. But when we were kids, we just loved.
Dude, he was the king, man.
So I don't know. You may remember in the 90s there was only one day played here in Tassie, and it was Australia and Sri Lanka at Bella Reef, right? Yeah. It's only one, and Sri Lanka had a batsman called Ranatunga, and he was a killer batsman, and no offense to anybody in Sri Lanka, but he was a bit like me. He lived in the top paddock and loved. He was a bit overweight, right? So he used to fake having like hammies and get a runner. So he'd bring the runner out. Yeah. And I think, don't quote me, but I think they actually changed the rules because he did it so much. So when he played at Bellarif, Mum, again, green as grass, we went with some friends, bought us tickets to on the hill. I have no doubt in her mind, Mum's thinking, that'd be nice, the boys can run around and probably play cricket. She's bought us tickets in the middle of the fucking wet area. Yeah. Like 10 years old, and it's like, first time I saw a bloke do a shoey and and I have a clear memory being like 10 years old, and Ranatunga bought a runner out, and I can remember the guys on the hill, like the shit they were saying. Like, I'm not going to repeat it. But anyway, we wrote a song about going to watch that, and then all we wanted to be was Warnie, because we used to have the Shane Warne balls. Yeah. And like, so like that wouldn't have happened 2 years ago. We would have probably been chased 3 years ago, 2 years ago. We would have been chasing it's got to sound current. When now we've done this Australian Made album and we've seen how well it's, and we're going, fuck it, we'll just be ourselves. Yeah. Fuck it. And I'm not, and I'm also not knocking anything we've done. I'm very proud of a lot of the stuff we've done. But I think you evolve and you grow. And I'm at a point now, like I'm 36. Fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, I don't really care, man. I do care, but like I'm not going to be singing like, fucking baby, come over here. It's a bit.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So a lot of the topics, actually, this trip, there was the odd drinking one, which I'm quite happy to put myself back in those scenarios. And often it's about a relationship or a girl. And the way I write, I need to be quite visual. I need to like think about it, so I can easily put myself in those. See, I've got the experience to do that. But a lot of the topics we wrote, this was all stuff for us. It was kind of about home and about like a song about Warnie, and I was like, it was. I came away, listened to it all on the plane back. I was like, fuck cool. I was like, this is fucking cool. There's some of our better stuff here, I think. So I think we're a bit like a wine, getting better with age. That's the kind of thing.
That's good. I mean, either that, I feel that people that don't, they sort of fall off the edge pretty dramatically. Like,
I think so.
Yeah. Do you it just popped in my mind? You know Luke Geiger?
Yeah.
So
he's a great mate of mine. Yeah,
dude. So fucking blood. This randomly just popped in my head. So in the original days, or the early days of Lord of the Lettuce, I just filmed stuff and film it on Snapchat, and I'd post put all to my story. No one had my Snapchat. It was my personal one. I'd just record, like there was a button to save your whole story for that day, upload it to online, and that was the video. People loved it. Comments all the time. What's your fucking Snapchat? What's your Snapchat? And it was like a thing, so I didn't give it to anyone. Anyway, one day I snuck it into like one of the comments, and I had like, there was, a few couple of 100,000 people, whatever, who like added me, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was single at the time. It was like a Friday night, and I was just drinking, pretty young, and and people could like Snapchat me back, sort of thing. Back they can't now. They can reply to my story, but it's
interesting.
Like, yeah,
okay.
So anyone could Snapchat me back. Anyway, I got there was these two blokes, and they were just like, oh, I can't remember what they said, but I was like, fuck, I don't know, you just seem like decent dudes. So just randomly like video called them on Snapchat. And these guys, and they were like, what the fuck? They were blowing chunks, like this, I just sort of blown up.
Yeah.
Blowing chunks. And one of them, this guy named Josh, he's like playing the guitar, and I was like, oh yeah. Anyway, I kept in contact with just random fucking dudes. Kept in contact with them. Went over to Queensland. It was my birthday, I was over there. They came over, we got on a bender. They came over. And yeah, Josh and I still talk all the fucking time. Hey, Josh was always this really, really good singer, and he did like the odd gigs and stuff. Anyway, he sends me this message one day. And he went over to America and whatnot, and I sort of didn't really think much of it. He sends me this message one day. He's like, "Oh, listen, this is my brother's new song. Like, let me know what you think." It's Luke, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And it's so weird, like how Luke's really, really well known, and how you know him, but how I know about him through this other just random path, man, of like meeting this guy Josh and stuff. Like it's
meant to be, man. Sometimes those things.
But he's a really good writer as well. But
he's a champion. So we did Gympie Muster last year.
Yeah.
If anyone out there's never done the Gympie Muster, you got to do it. It's like a little city in the Amaroo Forest. It's insane. And they had like people come out and build campsites.
Yeah.
And these guys built this camp. It was like this house. They built like a bar and fences and a stage and a PA in the campground.
Yeah.
And he was just there. I don't think he was actually gigging. So he just went out there one night and he played for like 7 hours.
Yeah, wow.
Just played, and he came. I saw him the next day, and all the like skin off his like hands was gone because he was just playing guitar for 7 hours. So, yeah, he's a really good. He's a good man.
Yeah,
really like him. He's one of the good ones, you know.
He's that randomly fucking popped into my head.
No, that's great.
But yeah. So your sobriety journey, anyway.
Yes.
So what was, I suppose, the
what was rock bottom?
Yeah, or what was? When did you realise you're like, well, this is rock bottom, and this is what I?
Yeah. So, for the last couple of years of drinking, even my brother said, he said, you kept saying for a long time, you got to stop. You got to stop. I think there wasn't an exact moment. I think where it really went up another notch. I was always a big drinker.
Yeah, okay.
Like so many. Work all week.
Didn't drink during the week?
Not when I was real young. I used to not drink Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
But, I'd drink enough Thursday, Friday,
Make up for
Saturday.
it.
It would be like, and I drank rum cans.
Oof.
Oh.
Fighting diesel.
Oh, yeah. And, I'd drink a couple of boxes of rum cans and a bottle of rum. I'd drink a bottle of rum each. Probably 2 bottles of rum, one Friday, one Saturday. Just terrible. And then, and then I would do these things. I've always been a big bloke, and I'd drink so much, I get so big, and I'd like have months off.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit of an intense guy sometimes. I'm a bit ADHD, and I'm a little extreme, if you haven't picked up. So I'd do things like, 90 days, no carbs, no alcohol, no processed food, no sugar, and I'd lose like 40 kilos.
Yeah.
And then as soon as those 90 days are up, I would be fucking, So, done that probably 4 or 5 times over the year. 2024, got myself sober without any help.
Yeah.
For like 4, I was really big. So in COVID, this all ties in. I'll try and not prattle on for too long, but first 10 years of our career when we signed with our manager, the whole goal was America. Let's crack America, or crack it a little bit. Because if you crack it a little bit there, all of a sudden here, it's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. It's like Aussies, there's Aussie, like Morgan Evans is a country singer, kills it over here. And he's a great guy, great artist, great songwriter. Before he went to America, I remember he played a club, he sold 30 tickets.
Yeah, wow.
And now he's playing the Opera House.
Yeah.
Because he's had that success. And I don't know why it doesn't translate. Anyway,
Yeah.
COVID, we had worked to a point where we signed a major international record deal with Broken Bow and BMG Australia, and we were going to go and live in America, have a base in Canada, have a base in Nashville, and have a base here in Australia.
Right.
Like it was like we sat in meetings,
Yep.
and it was fucking intense. We sat in meetings, and they're like, we spend $500,000 to $1 million to promote a radio single, and we believe in you guys, and we want to do that for you. Can you fucking... That's intense. You're in this big fucking building. That's me just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Signed it. Took ages. Finally signed it. 2 weeks later, COVID hit. And it fucking killed it. And it was no one's fault. It was no one, we couldn't get there. Nick and I sort of retreated home. I retreated home to the farm and did heaps of stuff. And I would work every day on the farm. And because I wasn't gigging, I didn't have to really look good. I'd do a full day's work, but I would drink piss every night.
Yeah.
And I got myself up to 170 kilos.
Did you really?
I was humongous.
Yeah.
And I remember, Friday, this is so bad. I was drinking so much. We didn't have kids then either. I remember, I'd be cook dinner, I'd be drinking all night. Ali would go to bed. I'd start and drink like a bottle of whiskey. And Ali'd be getting up to go to the gym at the 6 a.m. workout at the gym, and I'd be passed out on the couch with Willie Nelson playing. Like, and I was like, fuck, this is not good. So then I started having breaks, and every time I had a break, I just became so much mentally clearer. Got back on it, got really bad. 2024, start of the year, I was like, I've got to lose. I was like back up to 140 kilos. So like, right, I've got to get on this.
So it's more of a weight thing.
Big weight thing,
Yeah,
because I find like when I drink, I just drink so much beer. You know, drink friggin'
all of it.
All of it. And the rest. And then, I don't know, I think it's a little tied into the ADHD too, because it's like food as well. Like when I drink more than just eat, it's just terrible. Just like, I've since learned, I think it's a little bit to do with like my whole nervous system, trying to sort of control it, you know. Anyway, got sober. Went back to America for a riding trip in 2024, post this whole deal not happening. Was sober on the way over on the plane. Got there within like 4 days. We're in the I'm like lying in the Airbnb in bed drinking. I thought, yeah, okay, I think I really like. And that's when that was like, okay, this is actually a real problem.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'd say probably my dad was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I don't like saying that because he was a great man, but he would be in the category, I guess, what you would say would be a functioning. High functioning. Yeah. Worked his guts out. But Friday night, we went to the pub. We had 3 10 ounces. We had a travel on the way home. We cooked a steak. We had a bottle of wine. And then we sat down. We put Elvis DVD on and drank a bottle of scotch. But then Saturday morning, got up on the tractor.
Yeah.
So I tried to do that, and I found myself in the same house as when I grew up, doing the exact same things my dad did. And then I was, you know, it's a Tuesday night, and Ali had put the girls to bed. Ali go to bed, and then it's a Tuesday night, and I'd stop drinking beer because of the calories, and I'm drinking 3/4 bottle of vodka to go to sleep. Yeah. And I thought, okay, this is... Yeah. And I realised I used it to completely emotionally detach.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but conflict, I find really difficult. If it's a little bit conflict or a little bit hard conversations, it's like a real... So I would use booze to just not talk and not be honest.
Yeah.
Not say, hey, I'm loving this job I have, touring, but I am actually missing my kids. Yeah. And maybe I could just say that and just talk about it and deal with it.
Who would have fucking thought?
Yeah, and we sort of got to a point, it was this time last year, we were away camping down here at Port Arthur actually with some friends, and like, you know, like... Everyone's getting together at night and having a couple of beers. A couple of beers to me is like I cracked a bottle of vodka after drinking 16 cans during the, you know, just so much. Yeah. And I, credit to myself, I will say it was pretty bad. Like Ali it was no ultimatum or anything, but I said to her that weekend, I said, I think I've got to fucking go to AA, I think. And then we went home on the Sunday. She said, so when is it? What are you going to go? I said, well, I have been and I'd been Googling for years. Yeah. And there was a meeting where I go to, and I thought, right, I'm going to go to this meeting. And I walked into the meeting, and I sort of sat there, and then I realised I listened to everyone talk, and I was like, if you've ever been to an AA meeting, your first meeting they do is an ID meeting where everyone tells their story. And I didn't realise it was all sort of for me. Yeah. If you're the new one, it's all about you. And I was sort of listening to these people. I thought, well, that's interesting. They do this every week, do they? And then I was like, and then about halfway through, I went, oh, fuck, this is all for me. Yeah. I went, right. But I will say I came out there with this sense, like profound sense of feeling like, they're the same as me. Yeah. These people their brain is the same as me. Yeah. And I just haven't fucking looked back.
Do you still go AA now?
I go every week. Yeah. I've got a sponsor. Yeah. And it has been such a positive thing for me. You know, I've gone to psychologists, psychiatrists, all sorts of stuff over the years. I don't know. It really is a simple program, but I get so much out of just listening to the other people. And even there's some weeks I'll be there and I'll be like, because there's a topic, and some weeks I'll be there, and then someone will talk and say something and I'm like, there it is. Yeah. There's the fucking nugget of knowledge. Yeah. And it just, I sort of said, well, I'll keep going until this doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I look forward to it now.
That's good, man.
I look
That's so
forward every
good.
Monday. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And I come out and I'm like, yep, gonna have a fucking really good
Yeah.
week. I actually went to an AA meeting in the States.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was intense.
That would be like a whole different ball game, I assume.
It was. So like I've had a really, once I sort of decide something, I'm pretty right. And I've decided I wasn't drinking. Had a first 6 months, few ups and downs. Initially my body was just like, thank you.
Yeah.
And then, then the anxieties and stuff really started to creep in, real bad anxiety. And I've realised drinking is the killer of intuition.
Oh, dude. Big time.
Absolute killer. So I then, if I start feeling that anxiety, okay, so what is this?
Yeah.
And I realised only recently, I was like, okay, so I'm touring a lot this year. And I was like at home, I'm like, fuck, I feel like I'm having a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I've worked it out. I'm scared to go away from my kids so much. And that's the other thing. I've got this dream job, this incredible band that's done so well, and now the payoff is I've worked so hard to have this incredible job, this incredible thing, it now takes me away from the people I love. That's the catch. Nothing. Every reaction has a reaction.
Yeah.
So I've since getting sober, if I get that anxiety, I then go, right, what's the? And I've got a really good sponsor. I probably could work the program harder.
Yeah.
And do some of the steps harder. But I kind of am working it every day. And if there's shit going on, I ring him up, we go have a coffee, and we just talk through it.
That's awesome.
I've just surrounded myself with some just good humans.
It's it's strange. Like anxiety, and I was having panic attacks and stuff. That like sort of stopped pretty instantly when I came out. But then I wouldn't call it anxiety. I'd call it just normal feelings. Like but because you're so foreign to it, you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
1,000,000%.
And that was the big a big thing. I'm sure she wouldn't mind me talking about it. So Chantel, we'd like split up before I went into rehab and stuff. Before going in, I was like, are we going to try and fix this? Are we going to be okay when I get out and all this stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, and she was just like, I don't know. Came out of rehab, and then it was all like, it was the world was just a different place to me. And she was all keen to to try have a punt again, and I was like, no, I'm not really, I don't really, I'm not at the moment. And like she'd ask me again the next month, and I'd be like, no, not really at the moment. And she'd be like, is there someone else? And I was like, yeah, there is, me. And she was like, but she, just naturally thought, that I must be
moved on,
or something like that. But it was just because of all this, like how I feel, and I was like, I don't even know if I like myself. I might hate you. Like who knows? Like it's
I tell you the one thing I love about AA and that program.
Yeah.
It's about removing yourself from the center of your own world. Now, obviously in AA they talk about a God of your own understanding.
Yeah.
I find that really fascinating because the whole concept of God, I don't know if it's God. It's and for some people come in and they see God and I get that because that was me. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed listening to people because there's people in there that are full God.
Yeah.
I'll say God botherers, but all about it.
Yeah.
But then there's people in there who've been 20 years sober and they're atheists.
Yeah.
And their understanding of it is the group, it's nature, or whatever it may be. And I was like, okay, this is essentially, it's removing yourself from the center of being the most important thing. And you actually, when you do that and focus on others, you actually live a better life. It's so simple. Like once that light bulb only ticked recently, I went, okay, sure, just do that, and it's way better.
It's so strange, all these things. I mean, for years, again, like intuition stuff that I felt that I knew that I'd fight, or things that people would tell me, I'd be like, no, that's wrong. And then sobriety, you just see everything so differently. Yeah. Fucking everything.
Everything. Well, like intuition, you got to trust that. And I've trusted it a lot in music. It's like when we did this Australian Made album, when we floated that album title, we were told by some industry experts it'd be the death of our career because...
Was that because like multicultural Australia?
Because it's
exclusive?
Because it's too right wing.
Wow.
I thought, and I was like, what watch the film clip
Yeah.
and listen to the lyrics. The song is about like multiculturalism.
Yeah.
Watch the film clip, like, you know. But that's the world we're in right now. Everyone is so heightened and so politically. But anyway, it's been we've not had one negative. I have not seen, received, heard one negative comment about calling the album Australian made.
Yeah.
You should be proud to be Australian.
100%.
And we should also understand that it's not perfect and there's some shit we've got to sort and we're going to have open, honest conversations about how we do that. But you can be proud because there's a fucking lot to be proud of, you know?
It's like again, relating it back to sobriety, like I'm proud of the person I am. I'm not proud of like the alcoholism and that.
No.
And it's the same with like Australia. I'm proud to be Australian. Same thing. There's shit that's you're not proud of, but in a general sense, you're proud to be Australian.
Well, you know, and if anyone's ever argues that with me, I just sort of say, well, like the stuff I was talking about before, I talk about my mum and dad. Mum, you know, was a teacher's aide for 25 years. Dad, farmer, had a full-time job. Yeah, they're just battlers having a crack to do better for the next generation. And that's what I was talking about before, like that I kind of feel like the beneficiary of generations of work. That's come from this country.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But, you know, it's strange. But it's interesting since we've been sort of doing that and, like, I don't want to say leaning into that angle, but embracing that a lot more. Seeing it at the gigs, man. You feel it at the gigs. Like we did this festival on last Friday called Meat Stock in Toowoomba.
Oh, yeah.
And like one of the last songs the set we do is I'm Australian. And dude, it's like goosebumps shit.
Yeah.
I'm still getting it every night.
Yeah.
And I thought we'll just do it for this tour until that stops.
Yeah.
Then we've done it too much.
Yeah.
But it's like, and people are coming up going, it's so good you're doing that. And it's like, okay, this is an intuition. When we were told to not call it Australian made, Nick and I both got off the phone, rang each other back from this Zoom meeting and went, we're fucking definitely calling it Australian made. If they don't like it, we're on the fucking on the right path.
Yeah.
So that's trusting your gut.
100%. You got to, man. You got to.
Yeah.
The is it hard with? Well, I imagine I had the same conversation with Dundee, the rapper, because he was on a bit of a sobriety journey as well that he was having a real good punt at.
Yep.
You guys are in the same boat. You've made the decision not to drink, and yet 95 at a guess. I mean, that's your client base. The people who allow you to do what you do are all pissed. Or you know, on the way.
Yeah.
In venues that serve alcohol. Was that hard to like? Because when I got sober, I reclused. I didn't talk to anyone or anything. But I mean, you still had to work.
Well, I think the fact that I just sort of had to do it, I had to fucking either sort it out and get on with it, or I was not going to do it. You know. Because I don't really want to be one of them guys that's like, right, there's no alcohol backstage now. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that. I don't know. That's not really a life either. So, I don't find it too difficult because, and I can tell you why, is because my intuition was telling me before I stopped that if I don't get myself sorted and get sober, all the good shit in my life is about to go away. My wife, my kids, my music. I had this feeling that if I don't sort this out, it's all going to go. I could not shake, no matter how much I drank, I could not shake that feeling. And I don't have that anymore. Yeah. So for me, the music was... And in fact, honestly, I enjoy it more now. Yeah. I enjoy it more. I'm less anxious. I got myself to a point, the anxiety I was having before shows was the boys in the band could not be around me. I couldn't be around me. I was like worrying about all the things I can't control. The lighting guy going to be fucking, it was like all of this stuff. Is the gig going to work? Man, I was like, each gig was like a fucking emotional roller coaster. I was like, it'd be so much fucking, I'd be like, I was wound up. The only way I could describe it, I was wound up so fucking tight. Yeah. Right? And then I'd get on stage and it would start to feel good and I'd start to drink more and it'd be like, every gig, every weekend was like this. And now, stealing this from John Mayer, but it's a great way to describe sobriety. You don't get that. You don't get that anymore. You don't get the ups and downs. Because I do sometimes miss the ups.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, you have a great gig. Yeah. Everyone's hitting the piss, man. I had a lot of fun in those scenarios. A lot of fun, and I could be the life of the party. So I don't get that. But what I have found, you don't get the downs, and if you stick at the sobriety long enough, the whole line just keeps getting better. And that's how I describe it. Yeah. I'm like, now...
And the thing, I mean, it might not even get better. It's just that your appreciation of where you're at improves.
So much better. Like, man, we did that gig in the weekend, big festival, tight changeovers, all the shit 12 months ago I'd be fucking thinking about from Monday.
Yeah.
It was fucking great. There was an American act on after us, and we fucking killed him.
Yeah.
We killed him. We couldn't follow us.
Yeah.
Fuck, that felt good.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's not me being arrogant. That's just, like it just felt like, fuck yeah.
Was Nick supportive? Like,
all the boys have been super supportive. And Nick was like, I don't want to say, I think he was surprised I've stuck at it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to say surprised, but he did say once, he said, not surprised, he did say, you've done fucking well to just take this on and go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is this? I mean, I think it's one of the big things in AA. But is this is it? You're not like, I'll do this for 12 months or whatever. Or
the only time I have no goal like that. But the only time I do think I might have a drink again is and I've said this I found myself saying this in conversations sometimes. Maybe when the kids get older and the pressure's off.
Yeah.
I say that.
Yeah.
And in my head, that looks something like they're like 18, 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that sounds weird.
Nah,
but maybe, but I've talked to my sponsor about this. He's like, well, the time you probably get that point,
that's it'll be different. I often think I was like, nah, this is it. Like I'm either one or the other.
Yes,
there's no
totally
in between. But then as time goes on, sort of thing. Oh well, maybe this and that. And like my young fella turned 18. Like
I saw that
3 days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I didn't have a drink with him, but that's But I'm quite aware that that's the other. If I do think about it a bit, like I'm pretty sweet. I'm confident that I'll never drink again.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, the thought does pop in. Like, so maybe you'll be right.
Assuming you don't AA.
Dude, AA didn't really... So I did to start when I had all these people trying to help me. I went, because I was just trying everything before I got in detox. I went, and I'm glad I went. I'm glad I gave it a few goes. I went in rehab, and I went for a little bit afterwards, but I didn't...
I was going to say rehab, it would have been essentially AA.
Yeah. I didn't... The big thing... Well, not the biggest thing, but I mean, it was good, but I just didn't really feel it was for me. And the big thing that I'm a big one of the power of voice and whatnot, and not that I suppose you could avoid doing it, but the whole my name's Garrick, I'm an alcoholic, like talking that stuff over myself, I was like, it just felt
weird.
Yeah, it did a little bit, but I got a little bit out of it, but I just don't think it was. But I know other guys like Chris, who is the last episode that I released, which was this morning. He swears and declares by AA as well for the most part. He's starting to get a bit. I've got everything I can out of it now, sort of thing. But
it's people. It's people.
And
the actual program's great.
Yeah.
It's also like God, like Jesus.
Yeah.
It's pretty good if you actually read it and listen to it. It's pretty good. But people take it and then turn that into something. It's corrupt it to their own fucking power and use.
It's like anything, man. Like I've had people that I've been talking to, asking for advice and help, and then helping them to the point to get them into detox and stuff. And then they've met and been like, sweet, let me know how you go on the other side, just randoms.
Yeah.
And then they'll a week or two go past, like, oh, I fucking left, and I hate myself for it. And one guy in particular, he was saying about how this guy, this roomie that he had, was like a junkie and was going through all this shit and all this stuff, and he was like, I hate. And I was like, go back. Like, I know you can't today, but start the process to go back. And he's like, I just feel disheartened. And I was like, rehab and detox, it's they're good. But it's the same thing. The people can break it. If you've got shitty people in there, and it's the same with AA.
Same with anything.
It's same with anything.
I feel very lucky. The first meeting I went to is now my sort of home group, and great people.
Yeah.
Eclectic, all walks of life, all knowledgeable, and I really feel like they've got my back. Really got my back. That if and that's a nice. I go on a Monday. That's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
I go, fuck yeah, I'm going to have a good week.
Yeah.
You guys have got me. Everyone's like, have a great week. You know, it's like, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, you know.
I think as well, I'm, you know, because I try not to get, I don't dwell on it too much because I can get a bit down about it, but like I've essentially wasted a lot of time. You know, I work for myself. Life's like chaotically busy, and the drive for me, like I'm not playing catch up, but I'm doing this, you know, the stuff that I should have done, you know, building my business and stuff.
Yeah.
That's just another time that I don't, like that drive is enough to stop me from drinking in itself. But you
Also,
know,
though, you when you were going to do that stuff, you probably wouldn't have been ready and you probably would have fucked it up.
No, I mean, I spoke about it. It might have been the last episode, but I was drinking. Still, I'd go to AA and I'd be drinking. No one would say shit. I'd be there talking away. And it was only because they changed location. A bloke picked me up and I was in the car. He's like, you can't share. And I was like, fuck. And they came round and he was like, oh, Garrett can't say shit. And I was like, actually. And they're all looking at me. And I was like, I just wanted to thank you for pulling me up because like I would have just kept doing it otherwise, you know? So it was, yeah, I got some good stuff out of it, but yeah.
Well, I'd just say, you know, you seem like you got your handles on it, but I just say to anyone, like, if you feel like it starts itching up, go check one out. Go try one because it's a good reminder. So, like when I went to the States, I went to one because I felt like over here touring everything, I had a really good handle on it. Felt like I've got this.
Yeah.
And then it's funny, I landed in America, and my brain started going like, maybe I could just drink here.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I'm like, wow, I haven't thought that.
Yeah.
I haven't thought that in 6 months.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, we went and checked in the Airbnb and we went into the supermarket, and it's like, you know, everything's so cheap.
Yeah.
Bush Light. I used to love the Bush Lights. 12 Bush Lights, $12.99. I'm like, I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
I don't want to be rude.
I have to, you know. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, right, I got to go to a meeting. So I went to a meeting and really cool.
Yeah.
I think it was a men's meeting. It's, you know, the church. I remember in Tennessee, you're in the Bible Belt. So they're, God's a huge part of it. But it was funny. At the start of the meeting, everyone went around and like said their name and their sobriety date. And, you know, they're all like hell Southern Americans. Like, my name's Ryder, 12, 11, 25. I'm Sam, you know. And then it got to me and I'm like, yeah, g'day, I'm Tom. And everyone was just like, whoa, I was like, who's this guy?
Yeah,
but
the new kid.
But it made me feel, because I definitely get a sense of like, probably a bit of homesick and feel a bit isolated being there. And I've got so many mates, but, you know, like, you do. And it was nice. I went to this meeting. I started listening. I was like, "Oh, they're the same as me." Yeah. And I was there for an hour, and I was like, "I got this."
Yeah.
I didn't. We went out to all bars every night. My brother, I drove. Brother would have a few beers. Yeah. No issue.
Yeah.
I did have a couple of smokes.
Yeah. Okay.
We were out one night and the Saturday night, and everyone was getting pretty pissed. I had like 3 or 4 smokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you smoke like full time? I suppose before.
I'd smoke when I drink. Which was a lot of the time.
All the time.
Which was quite a lot of the time, ironically, yeah.
That was when I first, and I gave away the drink, and then I was, you know, just this huge win that I've been after for years.
Yeah.
Like, both subconsciously and consciously towards the end. And then I was like, I can do anything. And I remember saying to the doctor, I was like, I'm going to quit smoking. He was like, let's not. Like, yeah. And he was like, you've gone through a lot. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm fucking killing it, man. Like,
yeah.
And it took me a while, but gave them away.
Good on you. Jeez, your body would just be thanking you so much.
So
A37.
Yeah, but I made the.
Another bubbly.
Yeah, for sure.
Hard stuff, man.
I made the
You can say I'm a proper alcoholic because I got like all of these cooler bags. You know.
I threw all of mine out,
Yeah,
but mine was scummy. Cheers, bro. The what was I going to say?
Cheers, man.
Yeah, cheers. Fucking lost my train of thought. Actually, I might pause. I might go and have a quick piss while you do that.
I'll do the same.
There we go.
Don't delete it. That's the most.
Dude, I get so.
Oh, you do. That's tech stuff.
I get paranoid, like so.
I could see you at the start of the pod. You were like, I was like, he's just making sure it's all. I could see. Look at the camera. He's right. But
I get like people come down people that have got, you're around electronics and this sort of shit all the time, but people come down that aren't and like would do the interview, and people are generally like, they're on a high and they're like, oh, and start talking. I'm like, in a sec. I was like, if I don't save this right away, it's gonna fucking disappear and it's all gone. And
I was going to ask you a question. So,
yeah, man.
I listened to the pod with Greeley.
Yep.
That was really good.
Thanks,
Great guy, Greeley. I had messaged you before we started high school. Greeley. When you were in rehab, did I hear you on 100 milligrams of
detox? So not in rehab. Rehab, you're nothing. So in detox, so Valium acts similar in your body the way that alcohol does, apparently.
So explain me the difference with so you do detox before rehab. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No.
So some rehabs you will do, they've got like a detox component built into it, like with nurses and stuff. So basically, to go back a step, I was like, yep, need to do something. Getting off alcohol, the amount that I was drinking, is more dangerous than heroin, apparently.
Yeah.
Which I didn't realise. And so to get, I sort of felt a bit cheating, and I'll be honest, I was stoked about it with the doctor, because my mum was in, I was 35 at the time, mum's in at the doctor's with me, and I'm like this drunk mess.
Yeah.
And the doctor was like, don't slow down, don't change anything, we've got to get you into detox. And I was stoked with that. So
you're like, fuck, okay, let's go.
Yeah, the party continues.
I was going to say, did you keep drinking? Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So you were on 100 milligrams of Valium a day drinking piss?
So, no. So I did have Valium. I was taking probably like 5 or 10 milligrams a day, because I was just a train wreck towards the very end of the last sort of month when I was at my worst. But then they check into detox and you cut the piss out completely, obviously, and they bring you up real quick on Valium. And then
stop you from crashing
and seizing and all this sort of shit. And I'm like, they're taking my bloods and blood pressure and all that stuff every like half an hour at the start.
Wow.
It's like full dangerous shit. And so get you up to 100 milligrams, I think within like, I want to say 2 days. And then you're there for a bit, like in the peak of it. And then they bring you down sort of pretty quick. And but 100 milligrams of Valium. So
it is bad. Like I remember I used to get in the hire cars. This is terrible. My wife, I've never told my wife this. I get in the hire car in the morning, I'd be like, I just see how shaky I was,
I would avoid doing that, because I wouldn't like what I'd see.
You go, oh, okay.
But
that's so bad.
It's so many things now that you think about and think like, you fuck it, like, again, intuition. Oh, that's not even intuition.
No.
If you're looking at your hands and it's shaking, that's not intuition. That's just common sense.
Maybe this isn't work. Yeah. Okay. Well, and how long were you in rehab for?
A week. So
a week.
Yeah.
Was that in Tassie?
It was in Lenna Valley. So, but it was hard. The process to get there, man. I've spoken about it before. Was so.
Yeah. Well, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, did you just, because I've heard people try and get in before, and there's a huge wait. Man.
So I was lucky. To get actually like accepted to then go forward and get a date was a process. You can't. They want to know you're taking it seriously, so you need to have an outside like approved counselling agency or whatever lined up. I had to send them so much information, and I was lucky I had Karen from Raw to help me, because there was so many times that I was just like, this is too fucking hard.
Yes.
And where she or someone else would pick up the slack. So went through all of that and then sent it through, and they're like, yeah, you will be accepted. We'll ring you up when we got a date. And then I think I was lucky. I only took a couple of weeks, and they rang me up and they said, your date's in 3 weeks' time. Check in, whatever you want to call it, was at 10 a.m. And but I think there was like 8 or 10 people that were supposed to be checked in when I went there, and there was like 3 other people when I was there.
Interesting. So they go get them?
No, a couple of people, like, so you rock up, walk in, you're all at different times. So one would have been at 9:30, then I was at 10, one at 10:30 sort of thing. One person, there was a couple that didn't show up at all. One person rocked up and had like a full, I don't know, like melt. Something happened and was like freaking out. And then the next person rocked up and saw that.
And was like, fuck this.
It was like, I'm out. So that both of those two left. There's obviously like, everyone's on sort of high alert and stuff. One bloke in the first 2 days, I didn't leave my room. I was just hating on myself.
Yeah.
And one guy, there was a bit of an argument, and one guy told the other one, he was just like, I'll have you sort of thing. And then, he left. So,
jeez, man.
Yeah, but it was, and then so I went from there to rehab, and that like they picked me up. I had no phone, no internet, nothing. They were at the doors, picked me up, and straight into rehab. So
And you don't have your phone when you're in.
no phone, no contact with the outside world. So they'd organised that to get to the point of like detox was pretty difficult. Once I got there, it was so easy. Like,
Sure.
Once they gave me the date, and then I was like, fuck, maybe I should go to rehab, give myself a good chance. Rehab then talked to detox, and they liaise with themselves and all of that. It was actually really good. But
Isn't it amazing? Just that little, it's like a circuit breaker, and you look at you.
Yeah,
Fucking-
and you couldn't smoke in detox either.
Yeah,
So
right.
they had like all the patches and the gum and all that sort of stuff. And one of the guys who I got along really well with, I think it was drugs was his big thing in detox.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm having like these Nicorette inhalers, and he was walking around like inhaling through his nose, and he's like, this gets into your system heaps quicker. You should try it. I'm like, I probably shouldn't. Like, but yeah. So I didn't smoke for a week, and I was like, fuck, I've got this as well. Like,
Yeah, right.
And then rehab picked me up, and he was like, do you want anything? Do you need to smoke? So I was like, no, I don't need to, man. Like, I'm sweet. Went there and then went to rehab, and a bloke had pissed dirty that day, like as I got there, and was getting kicked out. And it was like high tensions and stuff and all this stuff. And then we left to go back to the house, and I'm like, oh, does anyone need smokes at Woolies or anything? Mate, fucking I got
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. If that's the vice that you got to.
it was like kept me, and not only that, it was an escape as well. Like it, like if there was like you talk, oh, fuck, I want to leave this situation, or I'm not comfortable talking about this, because it was such a new experience to me,
Totally.
I'm going to have a smoke. It was a good excuse to.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that.
I think that was a large part of why I held on to smoking for a bit, is because it was in those alcohol environments, I don't know, it just, even though you're standing there and all you're doing is this, it seems like that's something that's filling that void of that gap.
Yeah.
Whereas I find it awkward to stand there and like not drink, even though you're doing the exact same thing.
Totally. That's why I came in here, like I bought that. I was like, I'll bring a.
Yeah.
Just so used to having
It's so to start with, I was like Diet Coke. I was like, replace it with fridge cigarettes, as I called them.
Yeah.
So I was having Diet Cokes, and then I was sort of like, fuck, hang on. Like, I've just gotten out of all these bad habits, and I'm trying my hardest. I was very cautious that I could replace that with something.
Totally.
Not that would be a big deal, but I was just like, nah, I'm not going to start another thing. So then I swapped it to something else, and then I was like, no, I'll try and avoid it altogether. And yeah, it's been a journey.
Yeah, man. Wow.
As it is. But it's like, rehab, when I left, because I didn't even finish rehab, I just knew. I was like, I've got this. And I was umming and ahhing about it.
And what did they say when you said, no, I got this?
So the dude, man, he's gone back to Queensland now. So Transformation's the rehab that I went to. They're all around the place, and they're so good. Like, it's not uncommon for their clientele to say, large amounts for drug debts and things like that. So if that was the case here in Tassie, not always, but they'd be like, all right, we'll piss you off to Queensland or somewhere like that.
To actually keep you safe.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Some bad shit goes on in the world we don't know about, do we?
And this is the thing, like, without sounding elitist, I was definitely the most what I would class normal person in there. Like, I had a solid upbringing, like a very stable, loving, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, it was, some of the stories, man, are mental, like absolutely mental.
But well, to bring it back to AA,
Yeah.
if I ever start feeling, woe is me, you go to a meeting anywhere and you hear some stories and you go, yeah, no, I'm pretty right, I think.
And
I think actually, I think I'm doing pretty good. I
Yeah.
think I'll keep just trucking. Like
And I said that to Dave, and I was like, dude, I don't. Well, so Dave, this fella, meth was his. He won't mind me talking about it. He's done interviews and stuff about it before. Meth was his thing, and he was one of those guys that, like, so gym was the equivalent to him of what AA is to you. Has to go to the gym every, and the dude, he was like, he's 55 or something, and a fucking animal. Like, and he knew it too. Wore like tight jeans and like tight fitting tops. He had fucking biceps, man.
Yeah.
He was doing like 55 kilo, like these chainsaw pulls things, and like he just loved it. Absolutely loved it. Anyway, he was so good to me and everyone else in there. But you know, there's no contact for the outside world. But I was leading up to when I left. I was umming and ahhing about, and I'd go and I'd sit in his office. I'd be like, dude, I think I'm going to leave. And you know, I'm not supposed to call anyone from the outside. But he was like, look, ring your mum or ring your partner or ring, you know, just have a chat to them for a couple of minutes, and which I did. But yeah. I think he knew it was coming, and then the day that I walked in there, I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to go, Dave." And he was like, "That's all right." And he said to me, he was just like, "Well, you know, there's statistically 87% chance that you're going to come back here." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You'll fail." And I was like, "Fucking cheers, bruv." Like,
Yeah.
But he was cool about it. He was like, "Now that you've been in here," he was like, "I'll be able to get you in like that." So
Interesting.
yeah, so they were cool about it. So rang and then they were like, right, the resident leader. He got told, and that was like no one else could know. So went back there, and he said to me, he's like, "You're not to tell anyone. Go and pack all your stuff up, and then when your partner when Chantel comes to pick you up, you can quickly say goodbye and go." I was like, "Yep, no worries." And he asked me why and all this sort of stuff. I said, "I think I've got what I need out of it." Went there, packed all my stuff up in the room. One of my roommates was like, "Are you leaving?" And he was thinking about leaving as well. And
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, yep." And then quickly said, like, car pulled up at the front, and I was like, "All right, guys, see ya." And it's just like that look of shock. They've all got questions like, "Why?" But you're not allowed to.
Interesting.
So yeah, left. But yeah, I know. One of the guys, he left when I was there. So he was what they call like a works boss. So we had stuff to do during the day. And he was like, you know, you build up responsibility. But he left one day. He had like this phone, this works phone. Everyone was running around. They're like, "Oh, where's such and such?" No one could find him. And then they found the phone. They're like, "Oh, he's gone." And they had, he'd been pushing to get like this Centrelink loan. And one of the guys like, "Don't let him get it. Like, don't let him get it." But they did. And as soon as it hit his bank, he was off, and he was gone for.
Went on a bender.
Yeah, yep. So he left the phone.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it rattled the whole house, man. Like, and he came back, and his jaw was swinging, and his arms were all bruised up and shit. And
Oh man, that's sad.
yeah, he came back though, but he said himself, he was like, "I just felt like I had to get that last one out of me." I don't know whether that was a line, but he yeah. So there was like a couple of people that sort of came and went. Another guy got kicked out while I was there, who since completed it. Like, he went back and completed it, but
is there a course? Like, is there a certain amount of days they recommend?
So the whole program is a year.
Wow.
So, and which I obviously didn't even come close to doing, but that's roughly how long it takes. Again, some people are in there for a hell of a lot longer. Some people do it in a slightly shorter time. You go in like stages, so stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and then quite often it's not uncommon for people to stay there to give back. Especially people that have probably didn't have much beforehand, sort of thing.
Sure.
Bit of stability and stuff for them. Yeah, so it's 12 months, but to start with, you know, no phone, no internet, no contact with the outside world. As it goes on, then it's, you know, you can have phone calls, you know, it might be like 3 nights a week for however long. And then it goes to, that's the other thing, church at Sunday. Anyone can go to church. It's a public church, so like quite often your family would go there and you sit near them and you briefly catch up, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That was always hard leaving on a Sunday.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But so then it builds up, and then you go to you know, you'd be allowed home for like half a day on a Saturday, and then it'd be like overnight trips, and then you sort of build up in responsibility. But that's where this guy had got caught out when I the day that I walked in there. He was there like his leg was going on the couch, sort of thing. They walked in, and the first time I met these guys, they're all like on edge. I was like, "Fuck, this is gonna be rough." And the leader, he was just like, "Right, piss in the cup." And he like looked at me. I had no idea who this guy was. He's like, "There's no point with you. You'll be full of is it benzos? I think Valium, whatever it is. You'll be full of them." And then sure enough, this guy pissed dirty, and we got in the 2 vans going back, and I was like just sitting there like, what the fuck? I'd like a smoke. Not having a cigarette for a week, and he was just like, "I'm not going to be a cunt. I'll fucking let you say goodbye to the guys. 'Cause you're not supposed to talk to anyone."
Yeah.
And packed up and. He went, and then I was just like, "This place is fucking intense."
It's intense.
But it was all. There was only one. Oh, then got there. I got a buddy who was hell of a nice guy. I don't think he lasted, so to speak. But he was showing me around the place, and you know, there's like they had a blue light and they're shining the walls, and it's just these two guys like punched the shit out of each other a month or something beforehand, and there's blood all up the wall
Oh
and stuff.
man!
But there was
Holy shit!
yeah.
Man.
But again, like because of in my youth frothing on body language books and that sort of stuff,
you would have read it pretty well.
Yeah. So there was only one night where things got a bit heated, and I was laying there, and I was like, "Fucking," I struggled to sleep because I was like, I think it's good. It's designed to be a pressure cooker. I was saying to Chris that that little slip that's next to those matches on that mantelpiece,
Yeah.
they're called awarenesses. So if you leave the room, you leave your drink bottle there, so you've got to be aware, or like leave your shoes somewhere, be aware of my shoes. And if you don't, you get given one of those. Can I make you aware you left this behind? Can I make you aware you swore today? You're talking in the smoking area. You're like all these rules that you can't break. And then those, depending on the rules, you get like a time that you've got to give back. You got to work off essentially, but everyone's supposed to give out at least 3 of those awarenesses a day. So, you're struggling, and I'm here going, sorry, but I'm making it harder for you. But
interesting.
At the time, you're like, this is cooked. But then on the, you get out the other side, and it's like that makes sense. Like it's designed to just
completely reshape your life,
big time, man.
Teach you stability, structure,
the whole
self-awareness.
Yeah, and it was you got to be up at, I forget what it was, and some of this stuff might have changed by now, but you had to be up by like 7 a.m. Your bed's made, and all of this, otherwise you get an awareness. And
isn't that interesting?
Yeah, but it was good, and
so obviously, you obviously worked.
Oh, big time! And that's the thing, like,
and talking about where you've come from and having that sort of good upbringing. That was probably enough to be the circuit breaker and go, you know what, I've actually got this.
And as the course goes on, there is a lot more about, I suppose, again, it is still about like addiction and all that sort of stuff, but it's more, more life skills, I suppose.
Totally. I imagine, unfortunately, some of them people would have had
big time.
No fucking chance.
No. So, a lot of it's life skills and all of that, but each sort of stage had a different component, and it was... Dude, it was an interesting place, and not only that, like I've spoke about it before. I credit being away from like technology. Technology, we've talked about. It's like a necessary evil. If there wasn't for technology, wasn't for social media, we would never be doing this. I wouldn't, been able to hopefully finish the deal on my business and do this sort of stuff full time. But it becomes all consuming, and to have that, like I don't have to worry about what a band's doing or who's on holidays where, and not only that, just the doom and gloom that's fucking reamed down your throat, to not have to worry about any of that sort of stuff. No newspapers, no nothing.
Yeah.
And it was, I read one of the...
Actually be nice.
Oh, dude, it was amazing. It was weird to start with because I'm in this house with like 9 other blokes in there. Small house, 9 other blokes when I was in there. And all these things that I'd been avoiding and used alcohol to avoid, talking in general, let alone about in-depth things like feelings and all this sort of stuff that I should be doing with the people around me that I love, and I avoid it. And now I'm doing it with these 9 randoms who've all got their own trauma they're dealing with. It was a blowout, but it definitely helped the whole no social media thing. That was
good
huge.
on you, man. It's commendable, and it's commendable you're so open about it. Like, I think it's really, man, it's tough. Life's a tough gig,
Life is a crazy place.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that to be negative. It just is sometimes, and I think it's like it's what you make it, and it's like you either got your choices are pretty simple. You can either approach it with a fucking shit negative attitude, or like kind of go righto, try and own your shit. And
that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Is like that was the biggest thing. Is that the hardest part was to get to a point where I go, there's something wrong in my life, and I can't change it. I need outside help. I need someone else to tell me how to run my life. Fuck, that's hard to do.
Oh, that's so hard.
Especially being like a bloke.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know, just society pressures of being a bloke. Like, I feel it sometimes. I'm like, man, but I think I kind of hope that, and I'm sure you'd be the same, I kind of hope that now with kids, even if I don't get being a parent 100% right, well, I'm not going to get it 100% right. No one is. I do hope they can look back and go, well, he really tried. Like, It really,
That's
he quit. He tried.
Yeah.
He's improving himself.
Yeah.
He had to go because one day, you don't realize. Like now, I'm a parent. Unfortunately, my parents are no longer here. I have so much more respect
yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
I think, fuck.
Yeah.
You got to pay the bill. You do all the stuff, man. You're like, this is hard. It's hard.
It's learning from like our the ones that come before us mistakes. Like as I said, my parents have both been really successful, but we still did so much stuff, man. They took us to places around the world and around Australia, saw so much stuff. But we were more nights than not we were in after school care, not for till some ungodly hour, but we didn't they didn't pick us up straight after school type of thing. Whereas, I try to avoid that as much. I want to spend more time with my kids, but the only reason I'm able to do that is probably from what they did before me type of thing. And then it's,
But you're aware of that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the big difference. You're aware of that.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do something so you can then pass it on in your own way. That's the thing.
But I often wonder, if my kids are going to look back and go, well, then do it the similar way to what my parents did. You just don't know.
You don't know.
I suppose that's the other thing. What worked, Mum's an accountant. That the only way for that to work would have been putting in big hours and that sort of stuff.
Totally.
I suppose it's situational for what you do and what your work is and whatnot.
It's interesting. I think back, when we were young, Mum didn't work. Mum was with us, and Dad worked. And my wife works 4 days a week, so I do the drop-offs and pick-ups and do all that stuff. And I had the two youngest ones with me today. My dad didn't do that.
No, yeah.
Because he's working. That's not having a go at him. That's just how it was. So, even though I do go away a lot, I play a festival on Friday night. I'm out 6 a.m. Friday. I'll be back in Tassie at 10 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah. How many flights do you get?
So many.
Do you actually know?
Well, Nick and I and Brody, we just got lifetime gold membership with Virgin. So no matter what, if I don't ever fly again, I'll always be gold. So I would hate.
And what does that entitle you to?
So lounge,
priority
baggage, priority boarding.
Oh, does the priority boarding, when they're priority boarders, you walk up, does that make you feel a bit
It makes there's a slight pretentious error about it. Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. I travel a lot. I actually had a guy once because in Hobart Airport there's the general boarding and the priority lane, and I'm just fully minding my own business, and I just wear what I'm kind of wearing now: t-shirt, jeans, boots. And I'm standing there, got my headphones on, and there's this guy, in the general boarding lane in a suit, and he's like, "You don't look like you belong a priority." I thought, fucking, eh? And everyone kind of stopped. I was like, well, my parents told me not to judge a book by its cover, and everyone was like, this woman in front of me was like, yeah. I was like, fuck you. But I thought, are you freak, saying that. So
that's so the
what the fuck, man? It was and I wasn't talking. I was just literally would have been standing up in the space, just listening to something. I was like,
this bloke thought, I'm going to fucking take you down a peg.
If you want to see the best and worst of people, go. Oh. If you're going to marry someone, go catch an international flight with a tight connection with them. Get through that, you'll be right, I reckon.
The gun shop, the local gun shop down here in Sorrel, they used to sell cigarettes or tobacconists as well.
Yep.
So I was in there. I'm in there a lot anyway. But I was in there even more beforehand. And talking to the owner, went in there ages ago, talking to him, and he was sort of he was a bit his mind was elsewhere, and he was just I just had this strange interaction. I was like, all right. And this younger bloke, 5-10 years younger than us sort of thing, had gone in and was wearing just beat up old shoes and trackies and just dressed down substantially.
Yeah.
Bought cigarettes and had got into this shit hot Merc, real hot Mercedes. And he was blown away by it. And then one of the other people that worked there had pointed out that someone actually asked him if you don't what the fuck, have you stolen that car? What's the go? And apparently he was some Twitch streamer thing who makes millions, from
really,
yeah. But that's the thing, Yeah, like I remember growing up, man.
You just don't know, do you? With
And
some people,
and I'm sure there'd be people out there. Like I get people that think that because that a lot of people see my voice and see my face and hear my voice, that somehow that translates to lots of money. Which isn't, and it's how you were just saying, your missus works 4 days a week. I'm sure there'd be people that hear that and just go, what?
Yeah.
Like all those golden guitars and stuff.
Dude, and like, that's totally the thing. Like, we do all right.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But like, we have, if I was back on the tours, I'd make more money.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But then it comes with perks. It's like, and then it's also like you're spending your time doing something you love. And enjoy. So,
yeah.
And you've kind of got to let go. Well, it's not about money. I mean, it is about money when you've got 3 kids, but we're right. We're okay. We're not, there's weeks when it's like, holy shit, this is really tight. But
that I honestly don't think, like if you were making another $1 million annually, I would imagine if you're somewhat smart with your money, it probably would be somewhat similar because you would be being smart with that money and then things would be tight. I tell people all the time now, like I bought 2 new excavators and a truck and all this sort of stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh, you must have heaps of money now. Drink." I've got less, but it's because there's these huge fluctuations.
Yeah.
But I can keep things tight and make repayments on things and stuff.
I'm so glad I got sober because over the last year, man, like we had the 3rd baby.
Yeah.
And just having the 3rd one, it was just like we were doing pretty comfy, and then it was like, holy shit, and then life's just got so much more expensive. So. If I hadn't been sober the last 12 months, I don't know what. I don't think we would have got through it. Honestly, I think it was meant to be. I think I had to do it.
I didn't realize how close I was to like everything properly falling apart financially. Like I
was the same. I didn't realize how close I was to everything falling apart in my life.
And it wasn't until like I came at just the financial side of it. So I came back out and then I'll do a job here and do a job there, and I got money. Coming in, and then instantly it's gone again. I was like, oh, fuck. All right, well, that bill's done for the month or for the, whatever. And then that happened, like, for the first 6 months, I was playing solid catch-up. And I remember that when I sort of got back on top of stuff, I wasn't aware that I was behind.
Yeah.
Or not behind, but I had all this stuff coming up at once. And I was like, that was fucking close. Like, real close. And didn't even realise it. Or maybe I did.
the same, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've been a bit the same over the last 12 months. Actually, in the last month or two, I feel like I've just started to get a bit of... I'm like, okay, I've got this.
Yeah.
I've got my finger back on the pulse
but
at least,
I don't know about you, but like sobriety aside, I swear every single time in my whole life that I've ever, I have a good week or a good month or something that happens, I'm like, oh yeah, sweet. Like, all right, I've got the bills paid for, I've got this, and I might have a bit of extra however much in the bank. It's like they know. Whoever it is, it's like they know, and it's just like, here's this out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Like I'm convinced, dude, that
totally.
it's
Oh, no.
It's cooked.
Oh, no, it's totally cooked. Totally cooked. Adulthood is... Oh, man. I'd hate to know what I give to Woolworths a year. Oh, my God.
And you've got a farm. You'd be fucking cheaper for you.
That's the one thing we always get. I'm very lucky to have some assets.
Yeah.
But you just get fucking reamed with tax. You just get absolutely reamed with tax. So, anyway. Look, it's what it is. It's what did I say? For every action has a reaction, Yeah. So
I think you got a good balance, man.
I think so. I think I do now,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to be a big, busy year. But it just the other thing would be right. If I quit the music, well, I wouldn't be happy. What would I do? I'd be the type of guy. I'd probably initially go back to like a Fair Brothers or something, but I'd end up working for myself because I'm that type of bloke.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do.
I couldn't imagine.
I don't know what I'd do if I didn't do it. This might sound, I'll try to say arrogant. I genuinely believe what we do, or I'm meant to be doing what I'm doing.
I think, dude, you wouldn't have been as successful
I
as
think
what you
so.
are.
I think so. And I think getting sober and going through all that, I'm now like way more appreciative of it, way more respectful of it.
Yeah.
And I'm way better at it.
I feel somewhat similar, but like from another angle, as in like there's always been something is like coming, like, and I think it's like this, and like when the letter stuff blew up, like I did it full time for a bit and made like fucking good money off it for like shortly, But
And
I
was that off you? Just YouTube was your main income?
Merchandise was ridiculous to start with. I had heaps of
Interesting.
people. Oh man, it was nuts. But I but I was at like, I pierced it all up against the wall.
Totally, yeah.
And then like, so I stopped it all. If I was to have kept going, like I would have ended up dead, without a doubt. Like people say that a lot, but without a doubt,
you weren't meant to do it then.
no. And I feel like now it's like it's always going to be. It's this thing that's been coming, but it's been waiting until I'm in a good place because it's straight. I honestly hope that someone points this out to me, and it does happen that in some time they're just like, "Remember you said that." But I do feel that like something big is coming, and I don't. Yeah, I've just sort of felt that, but it's felt like it's been until I needed to be in a good place because otherwise
man.
I'd die.
I feel similar with the band. I feel like I still feel like we haven't done our best work. And I've said this a lot in interviews over the last bit, especially with this album. I feel like I've just sort of got good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying anything we've done in the past wasn't good, but I think it's just age and maturity. I feel like, I know what I'm doing now. Yep.
Yeah.
I really know how to do a gig. I really know how to make it look and feel good,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited. Now there's a book you need to listen to.
Yeah.
I got recommended it last time, actually 2024 when I was in the States. It's called Pendulum. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a bit out there, but it's about how Western society every 40 to 80 years, the whole swings on like an axis.
Yeah.
Essentially, we go really left, and then we go too far, so then we go back.
Yeah.
And we're in another one of those points right now. Okay? It's been 80 years since World War II. And one thing this guy, it's written as like a marketing book.
Right.
So the guys who wrote it are like marketers, and they give this hours of evidence that it's done this.
Yeah.
It's done this for years. But I listened to it because I was like, okay, I want to listen to it because because they talk about what songs were popular at that time.
Yeah, okay.
I thought, I'm going to fucking listen to this.
Yeah.
And it's like, but one thing they do say is in times like this, voices from the wilderness become the new thing people listen to. And I think that's what's happening now, where I think a lot of mainstream TV, especially since the pandemic, it's lost a lot of credibility.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that. I mean, you're seeing that in the political polls. You're seeing that in all that. People are like,
yeah,
we don't trust you. And I get it. Like, it's sort of like, I feel like they're gaslighting us half the time. Like,
I wanted to say, like, some of the shit you see here, you'd like, I honestly...
That actually just happened.
Yeah, I'm like, is anyone else, like, fucking seeing this stuff?
Oh,
like,
yeah, totally.
that ad. So the fuel crisis that we're in at the moment.
Read the room.
$20 million to pump up your tyres and take your roof racks off. What a fucking joke.
Read the room. Read the room.
Yeah. I mean, I would have done one for 10.
Yeah, mate. One. I would have. I would. But, look, it's such. Yeah, I could sit here and talk about that for hours, and I won't. But I feel frustrated as someone who has their own business, pays taxes, has kids in school.
Yeah,
there is a feeling of like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
Yeah, but I agree with what you're saying. You see it in everything, in business and in life in general, and the way people live and stuff is these big swings from one way.
Yes, and that's essentially what I got from the book, and I found it really fascinating, and it sort of made me. I reckon I'd just listen to it. I'm way too ADHD to actually.
I'm the same, man.
But I'd listen to it. If you can get it's talked over by like a marketing guy.
Yeah.
So if you can just push past that for a while.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. It's one book I came away from. I was like, man, that is fascinating. And it's like, I think that's what's happening now. And the reason I say that is I think you're saying doing this, I think you're on the right, you need to follow that intuition because I think you're on the right path to do that. And you're clear-headed. Yeah. You're clear-headed now to do it. And maybe actually say something, do something that's not just drunken.
I was real arrogant, like, excuse me.
But that would have all just been covering up insecurities.
Dude, big time. Like,
booze. Oh, it was the same. I was the same. I'd tell you how good I was. And inside, I'm like, please love me.
Yeah. But like, if I was to do something like this, I wouldn't prepare whatsoever. But now, I jot down, prompt notes in case any.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And like, I set all this up, sort of thing. But I'd never do. I'd just be like, well, if people want to fucking listen, they'll listen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally, man. You're on the right.
Thanks, man.
On the right track, brother.
Getting towards the end, I've got to be up at 3 a.m. to go to Lonnie. But there's only
you can have that.
the only other things that I random with my strange ADHD brain is how many gigs do you reckon you've done? Like if you ballpark it,
gigs in overall
in your life.
I would say
this is pure. This isn't going to be good. This is for my fucking...
So the last tour we did, the Living the Dream tour, I worked it out. It was over the course of 18 months. That was 84.
That's in how long?
18 months. 84. So now we're sort of at the level we're at now. We work quite a lot compared to other acts, but you can't overfish the waters, if that makes sense. You've just got to, you can't go out and play.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
But there was years when Nick and I would do Monday night at Soho, or Monday night Vic Tav, Wednesday night Soho, Thursday night Custom, whatever. 5 gigs, 6 gigs a week. I would say, how old am I now? 36. Oh man, I'd maybe say 2,000.
That's a lot, isn't it?
It's got to be. There needs to be more though.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I cannot tell you, and I choose to love all of it.
Yeah.
Friday we'll get up at 4. I'll pick up Scotty, a keyboard player. I'll pick up Brody, go to the airport, we'll fly to Melbourne, get the hire car. It's about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
We'll get probably some GYG on the way.
Yeah.
Got really great crew. We've got, at the moment, touring for us, it's the best crew and band and environment it's ever been. Everyone's really got each other's back.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Why wouldn't you pump it out, man, if that's the case?
It's such a pleasure. It's funny, since being sober, like when people say have a couple of beers. So we did the Gimpy Muster. So essentially the Wolfe Brothers, it's Nick and my company. And now we sort of had a chat with management. They didn't supply any beers. The gig didn't supply beers. I was like, no, I don't want anyone not to be able to have a beer because I'm not.
Yeah.
So we'll get a carton of beer for the boys. And we did 2 gigs at the festival. And then at the festival, there's still half a box of beer left. I'm like, are you boys having a beer? And they're like, yeah, we just had a couple. I was like, oh, you actually
could do that.
You actually have a couple.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, see, a couple for me would have been half a box and half bottle of Jack and who knows?
Yeah.
Half bottle of I love Fireball.
Yeah.
We had a Fireball deal.
Really?
Oh, yeah, that Descender stuff.
Oh,
dude. That's the other problem. I'd go to the mailbox. I would have sent you down, there'd be 4 bottles of Fireball there. I'm like,
Fireball's good too.
Oh, yeah. Not anymore. I loved it. But yeah, so, yeah, it's a pleasure. All the stuff. Like, I choose to love all the...
Yeah.
And it's funny now with the kids, the only time I get the quiet time really is on planes.
Which is weird because that's a very loud...
Yeah, I normally been doing lately is I put my headphones on, but I'm actually not listening too much. I've actually just got the noise cancellation on.
While you're playing?
Just like on the plane.
Oh, yeah.
On the plane.
Yep.
Just doing that lately.
Yeah.
And just chilling. And
that's good, man.
yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, thank you heaps for,
I hope it was
coming
good.
down. It was, dude, I've enjoyed it anyway. And that's the mate. Fuck all this stuff. I've had fun. Realistically, this was for me, so.
Oh, well, we'll keep doing it, man. We'll check in another year and,
be interesting to see. I'm keen. I mean, keen for a lot of that. Like, I think it's been a good conversation, but where the farm's going, like that.
Yeah, and I'm getting that. I don't have all the answers, but I have some really good ideas, and I'm just sort of getting all my ducks in a row. It's one thing I am is time poor.
Yeah,
I could do it. A lot of the stuff I could do, but right now, my main thing is the band.
Yeah.
That's where that pays for us to live. So I have to do that, and I love doing that. And I don't feel like we have peaked doing that.
No.
And then I want to spend as much time as I can with my kids.
Yeah.
You know, I pick up, drop up, I
Yeah.
wash the clothes, I do all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's great.
It's good, man.
It's great, man.
It's good.
It's great. So
No,
yeah, it'll happen.
Thank you very much for coming down, dude. And yeah, we'll talk soon.
We will. Pleasure, man.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you, brother. Thanks.
Where's me mouse?
Safe.
Bloody oath. Big time.
Well, that was fun, man.
Oh, good, dude. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't prattle on too much.
Nah, man, not at all. As I said, same. Is that fucking same?
Yeah, my barber wanted me to ask about the 100 milligrams. He's like, oh, listen to that one with really too, and he's like,